We're taking fire from roughly building 112, 113 on Broadway and Limestone. Roger, that's the rough guess right now. Right outside of building 33. We're outside of building
'em. Alright. There we go. Everything's set up now. Oh, hold up. There we go. I had my desktop, my secondary desktop displayed, not my gameplay. So I just want to make sure I got the gameplay on. My parents are home, so I'm starting the stream a little bit earlier than usual. Because, like, you know, I want to end it. I want to end it sooner than usual. I might have to end it. Yeah, and how we doing? How we doing in here?
Max has got him through. Team has reached the Omega complex.
I told you this was the place, Weaver. Get your team inside. I will provide overwatch.
Strike team. Psych Office mission priority 1. Get to him before Omega. Bring him home.
Yeah, nothing crazy. Nothing crazy. Just some late night call. Just some late night Call of Duty. I've been wanting to freaking play all night. I actually was expecting tonight to like on my plans. I was thinking, oh, I'm gonna go like, you know, add to my pre-order for Black Ops 6. Like, I have some cash on me, so I was like, okay, I'll go to GameStop, put the cash in towards it. Then I thought, no, I don't think I should. I don't know if I have the money yet. Da 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 da. Which, no, I didn't have the money. It turns out the money wasn't in my wallet. I found that out. Not the last minute. Like, I found that out when I was done work. So it's a good thing I didn't go to GameStop. Because I wouldn't have had time to do it. And I would have just wasted my time, essentially. But no, like, it's because, like, another thing, too, that I wanted to do, while at GameStop was, like, find, like, you know, other games. Like, I want to get Warhammer 40K, right? Space Marines 2. I wanted to get that game. And I also wanted to get Insurgency Sandstorm. So, like, the three games on my list right now are Insurgency Sandstorm, Black Ops 6, and Warhammer 40K. And I want to do videos on each of those games, especially like for December. Which, you know, it's obviously going to take a while to like record each of those videos and like, you know, edit them and all that. Especially with like, hold on. Is the gameplay too loud? I'm just going to turn on the gameplay just a little bit.
Didn't you learn anything the first time you good thing?
Oh, fuck off. I'm a freaking idiot. Yeah, but like I wanted to get like, you know, Space Marines 2, the new COD, like I just want like just new games all around. You know, and like start just like, you know, get something just to get ready for December. When I start uploading again. I was also hoping to get like, you know, some videos on the second channel for like, you know, done like next week. Because like, you know, next week is reading week, so it's like, you know, get assignments done, get videos done. You know, stuff like that.
Don't blame the movie.
Which too, I was also looking at assignments, right? And it's like a lot of them are like pretty doable. Like this one is pretty doable. I gotta finish it. It's the freaking audio recording one. I've been procrastinating like crazy. I think what I want to do is like get that one done, and then as a reward, I get to work on like the next video for the second channel. I'm gonna die. Yep, I died. You know what? I might actually just react to some videos right now while I eat my food. Also, I'm looking at my YouTube recommended right now, and it's all emo shit. It's all like goth emo shit. What the fuck? I watched one video, and this is now my entire fucking recommended. Why kids don't go outside anymore? Okay. Hold up. Here, my controller needs charging while I do this. Hang on. Ah, fuck, fucking wire. Hold up a sec. Hold up, hold up. Here, your interesting video. Hang on, let me turn down the music. Let's hear what he has to say.
And teenagers these days aren't Children and teenagers these days aren't going outside as much as before. 50 years ago, nearly half of all kids in America walked or biked to school. Today, it's less than 13%. This is largely due to the lack of independence children have. Parents are more worried than ever about letting their kids go out on their own, because look at all these kidnappers outside. Look at them. However...
Okay, I'm gonna say immediately, in my neighborhood, at least where I live, that's cap. That's cap. Honestly, the amount of kids and teenagers that are just out and about is fucking concerning, right? Like, and I mean that, like, as in, like, bro, where are your parents in your life? Like, you know what I mean? Like, especially when I was in high school, like, you'd see a lot of these kids, like, fucking being complete nuisances on, like, on the freaking city bus. Like, I'm just trying to sit down and calm down, and, like, dudes are trying to start fights. Dudes are, like, fucking vaping in the back or, like, rolling up some green or some shit. Like, I think kids are way too independent, but that's just me. That's just in my town.
Stranger kidnappings are astonishingly rare, and these cases are always sensationalized in the media. The real threat to the safety of children are cars. Vehicle collisions are the #1 cause.
You see? This is Toronto. This is Toronto.
Safety of children are
Hold up.
cars.
You see that right there? That's the fucking TTC. That's the worst thing ever for a teenager. Alright, trying to navigate the fucking TTC system. If you're just a normal person, because you have to deal with A, drug addicts, and B, other fucking teenagers.
Vehicle collisions are the #1 cause of death among children and teenagers, killing thousands and injuring tens of thousands every year. When you look at how our cities are designed, none of this is surprising. Modern suburbs, and especially American suburbs, are car dependent. Neighborhoods are endless mazes of single-family homes with streets laid out in winding cul-de-sacs. Businesses sit behind giant parking lots with wide multi-lane stroads full of high-speed car traffic. This forces you to cross these big intersections designed for the flow of vehicles rather than the safety of people. This creates a vicious cycle where the dangerous streets make parents drive their kids more, but by doing so, they're adding more cars to the problem. Recently, the channel Oh the Urbanity made a video about Miami, and they caught this footage of a school bus having to stop in an angle and block traffic just so kids can safely get off. Because drivers literally would not stop.
That is a problem.
So when everything's too far away and crossing the street is too dangerous, children have zero independent mobility until they turn 16 and get a driver's license. Most of the world sets their legal driving age to 18, and for good reason. Teenage drivers are 4 times more likely to crash than adults, mainly due to immaturity and inexperience. But in most of North America, teenagers as young as 16 can drive unsupervised, and in some places, it's as young as 14. If we had viable alternatives to driving, our legal driving age wouldn't have to be so low, and teenagers wouldn't have to risk their lives just so they can have some independence. Until then, children have to rely on mommy and daddy to chauffeur them everywhere. This is where the soccer mom stereotype comes from, someone who spends all their time driving their kids to and from different activities. In car-dependent suburbia, dropping off or picking up kids from school becomes this massive ordeal, with cars backing up for miles of traffic. These schools may be far away and are sometimes in rural locations, but this is primarily due to sprawling car-centric design. Due to the low density of the suburbs, schools have to consolidate into fewer but larger facilities that are farther away, rather than having more smaller schools that are closer. Regardless, schools being in rural places does not justify the lack of infrastructure. This beautiful video by Bicycle Dutch shows how majority of all children in the Netherlands bike themselves to school, even if it's miles away in a rural area. They can do this because they've built safe cycling infrastructure throughout all their cities and the entire country. We might not build bike lanes across the whole country like...
I'm gonna say this too, right? Bike lanes here, at least two in like especially in Toronto, because I know this guy's in Toronto. Like I know like a lot of his B-rolls in Toronto. People in bike lanes even here are fucking stupid. Everybody is just stupid. That's the problem. Like you can't compare us to a Nordic country because everybody like in those countries are actually smart. Here, everybody's dumb. Nobody knows how to drive around a bike lane. Nobody knows how to ride in a bike lane. Bike lanes are just fucking toxic, in my opinion at least. And I use the bike lane. And again, I'm just cynical about everything. Like, take that into consideration.
Dutch. But even if a fraction of these kids were able to walk or bike to school, it would make a huge difference for both parents and the development of children. A 2002 psychology study asked elementary school students to draw a map of their path to school, and the results were just sad. The child who walked to school on their own produced this accurate detailed drawing with various landmarks along the way. The child who walked with an adult got the orientation wrong, but still roughly identified the right directions. But this is the drawing from the child who was driven to school. Studies in Switzerland from the 90s found that children who freely played in their neighborhood on their own spent twice as much time outside, were way more active, had more than twice as many friends, and had better motor and social skills compared to kids who played in a park under parental supervision. Without independent mobility, children don't get as much exercise, contributing to the major child obesity crisis in the US. It also prevents them from, going out and socializing. Studies show that children with... It also prevents them from...
Wait, where the fuck is this? I know where this is too. Shit, hold on. It's like that freaking episode of like GeoGuessr. Or like that guy who does GeoGuessr. It's like he just looks at an area. And he's like, where is this? I know where this is. That's how I feel right now. Is that the QEW 401? Oh, I know where he is. He's either in... I think he's in Markham. Yeah, with like all those fucking lanes. Like, how many lanes is that? Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Jesus Christ. 9-lane freeway. Yeah, that's definitely Markham.
Going out and socializing. Studies show that children with less independence are lonelier as they have a weaker sense of community, lower sense of safety, and have fewer activities with friends. The emptiness of car-dependent suburbia also makes it feel more dangerous. In Jane Jacobs' book, The Death and Life of Great American Cities, she explains the concept known as eyes on the street. It basically means that vibrant and lively streets feel safer as there are more people around and thus more eyes to deter bad behavior. This is why dark alleyways or streets at nighttime feel dangerous. But without people regularly walking by or casual onlookers watching the streets, suburbia feels lonely and creepy. If a child were to be kidnapped outside, no one would notice. Over the past few decades, this sense of danger has changed our cultural attitudes towards children being out on their own, to the point where it can literally land you in jail. Like Nicole Gainey, who was arrested and charged with child neglect for letting her son walk to the park alone. Or Deborah Harrell, who spent 17 days in prison and temporarily lost custody of her child, all for letting her daughter play in the park alone while she was working at a nearby McDonald's. And even more...
I'm sorry, what? Working mom arrested for letting her 9-year-old play alone at park. A South Carolina woman thought it was better than forcing her kid to sit at a McDonald's all day. The state has taken custody. She's 9. Jesus Christ. I was allowed to go to the playground at 9.
for letting her daughter play in the park alone while she was working at a nearby McDonald's. An even more ridiculous case was Jackie Kendrick, who got reported to Child Services for letting her 2 kids play in her own backyard while she watched them inside. Some schools in the US even have a rule
What?
in backyard.
Oh, hold on. Oh, shit. I dropped my biscuit. Winnipeg mom gets CFS visit after leaving kids on backyard. What the? Imagine getting CPS called on you because, hold on, CFS, hold on. Is that like child? Hold on. Hey, there we go. Hold on. It's the homie. Yo, good evening. Hey, I'm just trying to say. Oh, yeah, Child and Family Services. Okay, I'm just making sure. So yeah, we're just looking at a video right now. It's basically why don't kids go outside anymore, and it's basically explaining why kids don't go outside anymore. And it's now talking about how this couple basically got fucking Child Services called on them because their kids were spotted playing in the backyard alone. It's not like they were in somebody else's backyard. It's not like they were like in the middle of the fucking road. They were in their own backyard and Child Services gets called. That's craziness.
While she watched them inside. Some schools in the US even have rules not allowing anyone to watch at all. So even if you are with your child, you might end up like Jim Howie from Tennessee, who got arrested for picking his kids up from school on foot instead of driving a car.
That's brain dead. Apparently kids can be released to parents in cars or can take the bus home, but they're not allowed to walk home with their... That's fucking stupid. My Nana used to, like, when I was in kindergarten, my Nana used to pick me up and she'd walk me home. All the time. Like, not all the time, but like, for a while, she would basically, like, come, pick me up, hug her, and we'd walk home. And on our way, like, we'd probably, like, pick up the mail, go to the playground, etc. Like, she, like, she'd walk me to the playground, I'd go and play, have fun, whatever. What the fuck? Where have we come to in the world?
Even if a child could walk or bike around on their own, car-dependent suburbia is bland. There's almost nothing to do and nowhere to go apart from a park or the shopping mall. Additionally, our public spaces are actively designed specifically to keep kids away. An example of this are those metal studs that are placed on benches or railings to prevent skateboarding. Many malls, amusement parks, and even Chick-fil-A are flat out banning teenagers from entering without parental supervision. When the streets are too dangerous and there aren't any places to hang out in, is it a surprise that kids these days want to stay at home all day, playing video?
We see shit like this and wonder why kids seem to be less active. Yeah, exactly. It's like, why are kids less active nowadays? I don't fucking know. Maybe because you make life boring? Like, I noticed that. Like, every time I'm trying to, like, sit on a bench or I just look around and it's like... And you see those, like, those spikes and whatever, those pegs for skateboards. It's like, Jesus Christ. You can't have shit in this town. Also, this guy, where he's filming in Markham, right? Like, the reason why I think it's Markham is because of the amount of, like, lanes. Like, you're gonna see, like, just a regular, street that's, like, 9 lanes long. That's Markham. Like, if you're, like, in, like, so Southern Ontario, that's fucking Markham. I mean, you can also tell, too, because, like, there's Vivo buses and TTC buses at the same time. So... that alone says a lot about, like, driving safety, because people can't drive for shit in Markham. You think Toronto is bad? Markham is worse. And, it's not, like, because of, like, the stereotype. So we all know about the, like, the stereotype. No, it's just because, like, the roads are so poorly made. And yes, people are just stupid. But, and that's about, like, going out and trying to drive in the city, in the town.
Games and watching Skibbity Toilet? Social media apps like TikTok basically serve as online public spaces where people can share their voices in an open environment. However, this is just as problematic as Elon Musk saying that Twitter will be the digital town square. With the recent motions to ban TikTok in the US, there's a critical lack of true public spaces that are accessible to young people. Car dependency in North America is not an inevitable thing. Suburbia doesn't have to be built this way. It's possible to make our streets safer and encourage more outdoor activity by changing our infrastructure. This means narrowing streets, installing protected bike lanes, and adding traffic calming measures to slow down cars and prevent collisions. We also need to change our zoning laws to allow higher density houses and small businesses to be built in the suburbs so that people can live closer.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. Like, right now what we're trying to do is like, and like, especially like in my neighborhood, is like rip up a lot of these business areas for housing. It's like, no, you got to have more businesses. I'm sorry. Like, that's my opinion. And also about the roadways, but installing more bike lanes. Markham has way too many fucking lanes. They can have a bike lane. But like, if you're like in places like fucking if you're like on Bloor West or Danforth, they got to get rid of those bike lanes, in my opinion, or at least like shorten them, because like it's way too narrow. That's my opinion. That's just my opinion. Like, as a Torontonian, like, and that's like my idea of like, you know, just bike lanes. That's my opinion on them, because like I'm looking at my own neighborhood, right? It could work in other places. Here it doesn't. Like, this is how it works in America, because like we are a larger continent, right? With two countries, right? Individual like states and provinces and whatever, like different counties and all that, and da 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 da. More space, more landmass. Like, just things work differently here. I hate that so much of Canada's infrastructure ridiculously difficult to traverse without a car. Yeah, it's difficult to traverse without a car, but it's also difficult to traverse with a car. It's like we're now at this state of like Toronto sucks for everybody equally. Like, if you don't have a car, the TTC sucks. The TTC sucks, and the bike lanes are shit. Okay, and if you're in a car, you have to navigate the TTC and you have to navigate the bike lanes because everybody's stupid in them. And also, too, just traffic. Like, there's, like, way too much fucking traffic going on. Like, it's congested. That's what I'm saying, like, kind of remove some bike lanes, maybe? Or, like, shorten them a bit to kind of ease that congestion, because it wasn't there before. Like, it wasn't... I mean, it was there, but it wasn't this bad. And I feel like just congestion is just worse for everybody.
To amenities. These changes don't only benefit children. When a city is safe and comfortable enough for kids, then it's safe and comfortable for everyone. If you wouldn't let your child ride in this bike lane by themselves, then no one will, because it's not designed properly. Period. This is why in the few remaining walkable neighborhoods that do exist in North America, you will see lots of children walking to and from school all by themselves. This is also very common in East Asian cities, which they've achieved by having good public transit and dense urban development that creates eyes on the streets. Not to mention the amount of pedestrian space you find, which provide attractive public spaces for teenagers to hang out. All of these things are completely possible to build in North America, but we just don't. Laws like zoning codes or parking requirements make it illegal to build anything other than car-dependent suburbs. We also continue to throw money at expensive road infrastructure, leaving almost nothing for pedestrian or transit projects. Car culture is so prevalent that many people simply believe that anything other than cars are inherently worse. Cause yeah, when you spend ludicrous amounts of money subsidizing highways in suburbs, of course driving is going to be the only option. So even when bike lanes or public transit projects are proposed, you get tons of excuses from NIMBYs about all the traffic it will cause.
No. Yeah, you're gonna get it. You're gonna get me to complain about traffic. Look at that. It's for a cycle. There is so much space. Like, am I not wrong that this kind of looks like overkill? I can't be wrong. I can't be the only one who thinks that, like, this is a little bit of overkill. And I'm somebody who doesn't drive.
Or, where am I gonna park my car? These people really like to blame the problems that cars create on other modes of transportation. Is your city running out of money and on the verge of bankruptcy? Clearly it's because of all those bike lanes. Don't look at all those billions of dollars that we're about to spend on the highway. That's not it. Most of these are policy issues, policies made by groups of old people sitting in a government building, which are then followed by some other old people who call themselves planners and engineers. So to actually make changes and improve our cities, we need more civic engagement. Currently, most people who vote and attend city council meetings are at least 50 years old. The direction our cities are going in is being determined by a bunch of boomers.
Cycling is an important mode of transportation. You know, it helps us reduce greenhouse gas emissions. It improves our health.
But
You know what it is? Okay. When they start saying it helps reduce our greenhouse gas emissions, you're not going to get anybody on your side. Nobody gives a shit about that. What you really want to say is, like, we want to provide different modes of transportation for people. Because not everybody can afford a car. Not everybody can afford parking. Not everybody can afford fucking insurance and all that shit. You want to make it easier for everybody. Cars, buses, cycles, and all that. Like, who gives a shit about the environment at this point? You live in a city. Excuse me, a major metropolitan area. You fucking hate your life. And then you hear about all your tax dollars going into shit. Like, that sounds like it doesn't matter. I'm saying that, like, I'm just being as genuine as possible, as I possibly can.
I think Gen Z and even sometimes millennials are underrepresented in this issue. I truly believe that younger people want more walkable cities, and we have the power to make it a reality. This is partly why I started making these videos in the first place. Our cities have a huge impact on younger people, and we deserve to have a say on how they're built, even if you're not a professional planner or don't know what exclusionary zoning means. It's time to stop making excuses for our bad urban design and ask ourselves, do we want our cities to prioritize moving as much cars as possible, or do we want to actually prioritize people?
I don't know. I still like it, though. He makes good points, though. Like, yeah, it is just a bunch of old boomers who run this shit. Like, none of them even tried to listen. I know why they wouldn't try to listen. Like, I'm trying to think of, like, what their perspective is, but, like, yeah, he's like, he makes good points. Excuse me. Yeah, this guy makes him. Yeah, that seems interesting. Makes some good points. Toronto streetcars. Oh God, that's something I would love to check out. Let me look at something else first. Icks on TikTok are destroying relationships. It's so sad. Attractive women are docile, silent, childlike. What the fuck is YouTube recommending me? Wait, hold on. You're 12, but you can't read.
True crime world that keeps you.
Carlos. Once upon
What the fuck? That's... no. The Dangerous Rise of Serious Young Men?
Around 8 months ago, I was a salesman in a busy leisure centre, as some of you know. One
Damn, there's like so many interesting topics here.
Backing at it with the brand new.
Okay, hold on. Those two, and, Gen Z is tired of millennial vulgarity.
Welcome back to the comment section.
Oh, shit. Oh, her. Is Brett Cooper her name? You know what it is? I know who she is. I just don't remember her name. Okay, I want to see this. Gen Z is tired of millennials' vulgarity. I fucking love vulgarity. My humor is vulgar. Because then again, I'm fucking disgusting. There is pork rub. Slutty vegan. Okay, see, this one is funny. This one is just weird. Pork rub is funny. Slutty vegan is just a weird name.
Welcome back to the comment section. Haven't done that in a while. I'm Brett Cooper. Now, I'm sure that you guys have heard me say this before, but our culture has become increasingly grotesquely sexualized, like dramatically. And usually when I say that,
yeah, that's true. That is true. It is overtly, like, yeah. No, I can't really deny that. Like, I'd be lying if I said that, like, I would be lying if I said that, our culture isn't vulgar or just fucking raunchy, because it is. It is. Like, okay, I'm gonna be honest. I even saw, okay, I know this isn't, like, that crazy. I'm not gonna be like, oh, I'm just ultra, Christian, like, love Jesus Christ, love the Lord, can't have any swear words at all. I saw something that said badass, like, it had I'm not going to say what it was, what the item was, but it was literally just called badass, like, badass item. And there was another one too called, like, an ass warmer, and it's like, what the fuck? I showed it to my manager, and I'm like, is this real? And he's like, yeah, these go there. And I'm like, you do not notice that I was shocked. And this is the same guy who, like, got mad at me because I was swearing in the back of the store. And it's like, you literally have something called fucking badass shorts. Okay, I said it. Badass shorts. That's what it was. Ass warmer and all that shit. I just kind of find that fucking funny.
In conjunction with an episode that I'm doing about a more intense and serious subject, like the graphic, explicit books that young kids are reading in school, the graphic ed classes where teachers literally pull out and yes, that happened at a school in Chicago. We have an episode about that if you're interested. The scenes in basically every movie and TV show, the fact that the young adult book genre has been co-opted by soft porn. The teen girl magazines now publish articles about positions and finding gender queer sex toys. We'll link those episodes below in case you're enticed by
what?
Because it's all out there. But we have to ask the question, what made all of that possible? Well, it was enabled by a culture that puts sex everywhere, in the places that you would least expect it. Now, before we dive into this, make sure that you like this video and subscribe.
I'm going to imagine it. Slutty priest in a church.
Subscribe to the comment section channel if you've not already.
Yeah, badass shorts. That is lame. That was a lame name. It was funny. It caught me off guard.
In advertising, in Hollywood, in media, is used because it sells. That is a cliche for a reason. It's shock value, it grabs your attention, and that has been said for years at this point. And in my opinion, this is where the slippery slope started slipping, because we took something that was so intimate and private and put it on public display. And I don't just mean, highlighting a beautiful, attractive woman in an ad. I mean literally using sex and terms to sell things, which in my opinion really started to explode in the 2000s and 2010s after many years of a slower burn. And this study that was conducted by the University of Georgia looked at 3,232 full-page ads published in 1983, 1993, and 2003 in popular magazines Cosmopolitan, Redbook, Esquire, Playboy, Newsweek, and Time. And researchers found sex imagery in 20% of the ads.
Listen to that very carefully. popular magazines: Cosmopolitan, Red Book, Esquire, Playboy, Newsweek, and Time. Playboy is a fucking nude magazine. Am I not wrong? I'm not. Okay, am I not wrong? I'm not wrong. Hold up. I want to make sure, what is Red Book? I'm putting it up on like a private tab because I don't want to get in trouble, just in case. Okay, Red Book just seems to be like just a normal women's life magazine. Yeah, a beauty magazine. So of course something could be like, you know, seen as sexual. Hold on. Yeah, like 6 magazines right there. One of them is like pornography. Of course you're gonna find 20% of the ads. Like, come the fuck on. This number seems a bit like, you know, a bit forced, in my opinion. Hold on, Esquire. Okay, Esquire is like the male version of Red Book. I don't know, that's just a little odd.
Using to sell everything from alcohol to banking services has increased over the years. 15% of ads used to sell in 1983, and that percentage grew to 27% in 2003. And I don't even want to know where it is now. And so where did all of that lead us? I mean, is literally everywhere. And like I mentioned in the intro, it is sadly especially prevalent with children and young people, which is just sick. Like, you know, you're slipping down the slippery slope when even banks and universities are using their advertisements. GCU, however, Grand Canyon University, does not use in their advertisements. Now, Grand Canyon University is a private Christian university in the beautiful Phoenix, Arizona. And GCU believes in equal opportunity and that the American dream starts with a purpose. And Grand Canyon University equips you to serve others in ways that promote human flourishing and create a ripple effect of transformation for generations to come. By honoring your career calling, you impact your family, your friends, and your community. You can change.
What if my career is I want to be a stripper? Do you think they'll have do you think they'll have classes on that, on pole dancing? Give me a second. I'll be right back. I'm just gonna I'm gonna put this throw this food out. Sorry about that. I just had to throw my shit out. If your dream career is being a stripper, I'd be your number one supporter, baby girl. Aw. Thank you. You flatter me.
Change the world for good by putting
Alright, skip the fucking ad. Let's just fucking... No offense, I just want to see the video.
Normality was by numbing people to it and normalizing it, a la the positivity movement. Thank you, Hollywood, for that. So we've gone from it being just used as a marketing tactic due to shock value to something that is just normal and cool. especially with millennials. Pagliassi the Hated from Redux Magazine, who is just so fun to follow on Twitter, has been talking about this a lot over the past couple of years. And last year, she posted this. She said, the millennial desire to adultify and pornify everything associated with their childhood has to be studied. So many fundamentally destroyed psyches incapable of acknowledging the sanctity and innocence of childhood are now at the helm or will be shortly, which is incredibly correct. I mean, just watch the video that she attached to this tweet.
Mittens has an adventure for us. Una aventura.
Okay. Listen. This video was funny because it's a popular children's cartoon, right? Turned into like an adult with adult themes. That's funny. All right, it's like you have SpongeBob smoking seaweed. That's funny because it's something that you wouldn't see. It's like, you know, a popular children's cartoon, innocent, and then you make shit posts on it. Like, I think it's kind of equivalent to like making a scary movie not scary. That's the way I see it, at least.
That's right, puta! I need to move these 2 kilos of cocaine to my connect in Denver!
Can you say cocaína?
I don't even know what the purpose is of that. There were so many people in the comments that were like, okay, number one, I'm numb to this, and you're so right because I see this everywhere, and I can't believe that I haven't thought about that. And number two, did they actually think that that was funny? Like, it is the lowest hanging fruit of humor possible.
It is low-hanging fruit. Like, that is something that's been done a lot, but, like, I don't know if I'd make a whole fucking video bitching about it.
And it's so interesting because young adults and full-on grown adults in general simultaneously have this fear and aversion to growing up. You know, they want to avoid responsibilities, they're not working, they're not getting their driver's licenses, they're not moving out, they're not dating, they're perpetually scared of the state of the world, so they're not going to have kids.
I'm just living the dream.
And yet, they also portray themselves as so mature and worldly simply on the basis of their sexuality and sex. Like, that's all they've got going on. And so they literally put it everywhere. And once you notice it, you will not be able to look away. For example, my friend Allie, who I always talk about, again, go follow her on Twitter. She posted X. It's been 2 years.
Don't call it X, you fucking cringe.
3 years? X. Go follow her on X. She posted
Twitter.
a menu of a restaurant and said, these days everything is sex and yet nothing is sex.
Okay. Chicken head, Hollywood hooker, fussy hussy, sloppy toppy. Ew. Okay, that's kind of gross. If this was done as like a shit post, as like a mock menu, maybe? Because there's no fucking way I'm going to be ordering a sloppy toppy for $15. You want a $15 sloppy toppy? Yeah, sure. Does it come with onions? What's the secret sauce on the sloppy toppy? $18 for $18 for a Hollywood hooker. That's not a Hollywood. That's not a Hollywood hooker. That's a Compton crack whore. The fuck? $18 Hollywood hooker. No. $18? You're getting a fucking Compton crack whore for $18. Hell no. What a sloppy toppy for 15? What a steal. Yeah, that is a steal. Shit, like in GTA, that's like at least $50.
Which is incredibly profound. But I mean, look at this menu. The Hollywood hooker, the chick in head, the fussy hussy, the sloppy toppy. Now, sadly, the screenshot here cut off two of my favorites, which is the super slut burger and the one night stand. Just so nice. Now, Brittany Martinez, who's the founder and editor-in-chief of Evie Magazine, she jumped on this and she said, it's always like egg slut or the subtle art of not giving a Now, like I said, Pagliassi the Hated has been talking about this for a while, so she jumped back into this conversation with a similar example, this pork rub, where the logo is...
Okay, I'm gonna be honest. Oh, no. Oh, it looked did not look that bad in the thumbnail. That's fucking Oh. Oh. I was gonna say something, but I completely forgot. Oh yeah, I was gonna say, like, those burger names sound like something that would be in, like, a strip club bar. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, some strip clubs have, like, fucking food in them. That's what those names would be. If you're trying to make an actual restaurant like that, don't expect much. And then I saw that.
About this for a while, so she jumped back into this conversation. Welcome back. But our culture has become
Oh shit.
increased psyches and animals. And then she said, ever see a brand and just know that it was made by a millennial because of how tastelessly vulgar it is? And then this is really where she triggered people. She said, many millennials are perpetually suspended in a state of smug adolescence, and they inject their teen boyisms into everything they do, including business ventures.
Yep, they do.
This thread royally pissed people off, but she has a point. And I love this reply that she added to
I don't know why everyone's pissed off. You do that. You're doing it right there. So own up to it.
her thread. She said, this thread pissed off all the right people, so I want to make an addendum. This geriatric millennial culture of offensiveness and vulgarity would be fine. In my opinion, it wouldn't be fine regardless, but she said if it were consistent, but it isn't. While praising themselves as shock merchants, millennials are also the biggest moral scolds. You can open up a restaurant and name your dishes Slut Burger Deluxe with extra slutty fries, but don't you dare be a racist or homophobic. This was epitomized by a recent public penance of Steve-O, who built his entire career on catering to the millennial demand for vulgarity and degeneracy, but immediately walked back a prank after a trans woman told him that it was offensive. That simply wouldn't have flown with his primary demographic. The millennial thirst for vulgarity is simply a cope for their own unbearable social puritanism. Boom.
I apologize for nothing.
And again, these people, and most of them are left
that's true.
guys, but you know, they're mature, they're worldly, they're all-knowing and holier than thou because they're so enlightened and they're progressive and they're positive. And if you criticize them or go against the groupthink, then you are simply backwards, bigoted, and the problem. Another person commented and said, "It's vulgar, but it is vulgar in a controlled and sterilized way, almost like they are doing it to sound more authentic rather than as a natural result."
It's not sterilized. The burger's called the Hollywood Hooker. That's not sterilized. Fucking Pinocchio's nose was up Miss Piggy's ass. That's not sterilized. That's fucking disgusting.
Of their being. This is corporate vulgarity. It's like when your coworker says that's effing awesome and then apologizes afterwards. Exactly. Again, it is a way to seem cool and chill and mature, to show that they are so mature and more enlightened than the rest of society. Even though the vulgarity is basically at the maturity level of a 14-year-old boy. Like, that's really the only time when this would be acceptable or even remotely funny. But interestingly, the next generation, Gen Z, isn't having any of this. Now, obviously, we still have to wait and see because much of Gen Z, you know, is still in middle and high school, but for the Zoomers around my age, I can't believe I unironically just said Zoomers, but around my age, this has simultaneously gotten overwhelming and underwhelming because there's too much of it, and the shock value is totally gone. I mean, a great example of this we've already talked about is the UCLA study from last year that found that Gen Z wants fewer scenes on screen because, in general, older Gen Z is a bit more negative than our predecessors.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest. Sex scenes don't hit the same anymore. They're just fucking annoying, and they ruin the flow of like a show or a movie. It's like, you know, there's one thing and then boom, like you guys are just banging. It's like, oh, what the fuck? Like, damn, like you guys are just having like I thought you guys hated each other. You guys were just fighting like 10 seconds ago. Now you're violently now you're violently fornicating. It is weird. It is like off-putting, in my opinion.
Just gone too far for us because it's seeped into every industry in the most discreet, now normalized ways. So no wonder teachers think that it's acceptable to just whip out dildos in school. No wonder so many men see porn as a net positive good thing. No wonder the YA novels that are in schools are filled with smut. It's all people know anymore. No matter where they look, that is all they see. Hey guys, Brett here. For more stories and videos just like that, make sure you subscribe to my show. See you next time.
No, she's right. The sex scenes can be very, agreed. Sex scenes can be very unnecessary and just ruin the story. Yeah, exactly. Like, it just pops out of fucking nowhere, and it's like, what the fuck? Can you guys, like, what? It ruins scenes. It just makes it it's just weird.
And a mystery.
Alright, let's see, let's check out the next video. 19 minutes, let's just see the introduction first. Because I don't want to spend all this time watching, like, you know, I don't have that much time to, like, watch through all of these videos, so it's like, let's just watch as much as we can.
At 21. Zuckerberg created Facebook at 19. Billie Eilish released Ocean Eyes at 13. Natalie Portman was leading Leon at 11. Mozart wrote his first musical composition at 6. And of course, as we advance as a civilization, 12-year-old Gen Alphas still cannot read.
Or even understanding simple words or phrases, or even knowing their alphabet by the time they get to middle school.
Popcorn Carlos. Once upon a stupid...
Read this word. What?
Betwin?
What? Okay, just making sure.
What the fuck?
Then alpha influencers, of course we are obsessed with skincare.
Get to know her just for a little and then say,
You don't even have your fucking front teeth. No. You are missing your front tooth. I can't even make fun of this kid because it's a kid. I'm not that far gone. What the fuck? How do you have a TikTok account?
Influencers, of course we are obsessed with skincare.
get to know her just for a little and then say, you trying to hook up?
Learning.
Dog, you're fucking 10. You don't even know what hooking up is.
Get to know her just for a little and then say, you trying to hook up?
Learning. The baby steps of a toddler that begun the journey to a marathoner. The splashes of colors on a canvas that eventually turn into a beautiful painting. The bizarre scribbles on a page that weave into a beautiful story. The sharp sting in your hand when you put it over a hot stove and know not to do that again. It happens in a classroom, in a conversation, anywhere. When you stay curious and want to learn. So what happens when you stop before you even begun?
Up. Look, it's Coco Melon. Up. Coco Melon. Good job, bud.
It's like what you want to be. In that beige like, Summer Fridays lip balm you were talking about.
You still say slay? You're a grandma. You're a grandma. Spell restaurant.
It's not a secret. Gen Alphas can't read, and it's somehow normal. Why are we becoming dumber when knowledge is more accessible?
That's not becoming normal. I don't know where in what world this is normal. It's not normal. It shouldn't be normal. The fact that we're talking about it just shows that it's abnormal. I mean, okay, it doesn't, but like, you know what I mean? Like, it just, no. Don't make this the status quo. I could speak two languages fluently by the time I was 8. I could read and write in 2 different languages starting at 6. Like at a 6th grade level, 2 different languages. 6th grade. 6-year-old, 1st grade. And you're telling me Gen Alpha kids, like, as a whole, can't even read in 1? Damn.
Than ever. And as Gen Alpha, the children dominating Sephora, the nightmares of school teachers, and the new gurus of internet culture, truly doomed as the internet claims. Why do the
Belt, I'm sorry.
Parents not care and only find it funny?
She looks up from her phone, looks at her daughter, and starts hysterically laughing and says, "Isn't she so cute?"
And why you should care, even if you're not Gen Alpha or their millennial parent. As this is only the beginning of the downfall of future human intellect. Is this the reason Gen Zs don't want kids anymore? And are we all, just like the Gen Alphas, experiencing the death of our curious inner child? Want to know a way to save our generation from the death of creativity? There's nothing like getting caught up in a mystery and true crime world that keeps you on.
If Georgia's like, I have a bigger yacht than you, I'll be like,
What?
What is a
be
yacht?
so fruit. What? What on earth? I'm sorry, what? A yacht? A yacht. A yacht? It stands for girl, your booty thick.
Gen Alpha, the promising generation of our future, is born in the early early 2010s through 2025.
I didn't even know it was an actor in it.
They're mostly raised by millennial parents and are the first ever generation to be born into the digital, all-consuming media age, where some of you might have seen or even touched a flip phone.
Millennials suck at parenting. I'm gonna be honest. It's not Gen Z fault. It's not Gen Z's fault. It's fucking millennials' fault. Because millennials are the ones who are breeding these fucking... Mais qu'est-ce que c'est le problème avec les parents maintenant? Ah. Es-tu stupide? Ton enfant ne peut pas parler deux langages. Je parle deux langages quand je suis 600, je parle français, je parle anglais. Mais qu'est-ce que c'est le problème? Je peux écrire en français et en anglais quand je suis 600. J'écris, je parlais, d'accord? Je peux lire en français et en anglais. Mais les enfants ne peuvent pas parler français. Ils ne peuvent pas parler... Merde! Mon cerveau mon cerveau me fait mal. Et tabarnak. Es-tu stupide? Et puis maintenant tout le monde regarde Gen Z comme nous sommes le problème. Oh, Gen Z sucks. Gen Z can't do shit. Non, le problème n'est pas moi. Je travaille. Je travaille pour mon vie. Mais qu'est-ce que tu fais? Tu donnes ton enfant un iPad. Ça, c'est le parent maintenant, pas toi. Et le gouvernement dit, oh, Gen Z is the problem. Tu regardes le gouvernement des États-Unis. Gen Z is a problem. Gen Z is the problem and TikTok is the problem. I want to make that very clear, by the way. I can speak 2 fucking languages back to back. Do à do. Je parle français and I speak English. And I've been doing this since I was 6 years old. Okay? That is sad. Thank you. I'm glad my accent is so good. I worked hard for that fucking accent. Holy shit. I want like really though. Like that is just so foreign to me. It's just so weird. You know, like it just catches me off guard that it's like these kids can't even spell in their native tongue.
Gen Alphas probably cannot grasp what a button would do on a phone, with thick calluses built only for the smooth touchscreen. They lived through some of their key determining childhood years through COVID and are well adapted to the blurred lines between digital and raw in-person experiences. Slay and Bet are ancient. The A-listers moved on to different vocabulary.
The drip wasn't as good.
What is a yacht? So for real with it. What?
What are your thoughts on millennials?
I mean, it's pretty fire. I wish I could go back and meet some of my ancestors.
What?
I mean, it's pretty wasn't as good.
The A-listers moved on to different vocabulary.
The drip wasn't as good.
What is a yacht? So for real with it. What?
What are your thoughts on millennials?
I mean, it's pretty fire. I wish I could go back and meet some of my ancestors.
What?
Sure, every generation has its own quirks and gets made fun of. Millennials for their obsessions with avocado toast, Harry Potter, and skinny jeans. Gen Z for their narcissistic main character syndromes and 0.5 selfies. And now Gen Alphas for being the most rude and illiterate generation of all. I think it's only normal for each generation to desperately prove to the older generations that they are different and are the rising generation of all. while the other generations protest and call each of the next new generation lazy and problematic.
That's lazy as but that's impressive.
Despite so, the general pattern of increasing learning difficulties to the lack of manners in our newest generation is quite concerning. With the boom of dopamine feeding machines like TikTok and countless quote-unquote rich kids on the internet who quote-unquote made it while dropping out of college, high school,
Me dropping out of college for the first week. You dropped out of college week fucking 1? I've been considering dropping out, and I've been in this shit for fucking a year. Almost a year and a half. You don't have the right to drop out after a fucking week. I don't even have the right to drop out because I'm halfway done. Just reminding my mom why I'm a high school dropout. Us when our parents let us drop out of middle school. You dropped out of middle school? I hate that when people do that. It's like, I made a dumbass decision. Me when I make a dumbass decision, check. What the fuck is wrong with you? You're literally dancing about your downfall. Like, how sad do you have to be? Ay, ay, ay.
Middle school? No wonder.
Oh my god, I was fucking spot on. I was spot on the dance. Jesus Christ.
Our alphabet is going to Gen Alpha's brains, but not just the Gen Alphas. All of our brains are to some extent overcrowded. And sadly, the collective intellect is going on a downward trend for the following 3 reasons. First, the lowering bar.
iPad kids are out of control. Teachers all over the globe are reporting that Gen Alpha, which are the kids raised with this new age technology, are performing 2 times lower than their grade level. They can't read or write properly.
Like how the teachers of Gen Alphas confessed, the rising number...
Okay, you know what the thing is too? I just thought of this, right? The teachers are bitching and saying like how these kids can't read, write, or spell. Then teach them how to read, write, and spell. You're the fucking teacher! Am I wrong? Gen Alpha is cooked. Oh my god, this generation's gonna be cooked. Dog, you're the one cooking them! My tax dollars are going towards you to cook them and to breed them properly. That's pause. You know what I mean? Like the fucking, you know, get them up and like get them like out there in the world knowing their additions, multiplications, and how to fucking spell between. Not bet when.
Being several grades behind is not...
Fuck. I suck at fractions. Sorry, hold on. There's actually a way to do it. Hold on. It's like 3 plus 2. 5. 4 plus 5. 5 over 9. 5 over 9. There was a way to do it. Shit. Well, I don't do fractions that much anyways. Imagine if I got it right. Hang on. How to add fractions. I'm actually looking at a step-by-step guide to fucking add fractions. Oh, I was almost right. No, I'm thinking multiply fractions. I'm thinking how to multiply fractions. So how you add fractions is you add the numerators and the denominators. So, fuck. I was so close. But even that I could fucking do. I just had to get like a brain refresher. It's also important to consider that the lack of teachers and those who are burnt out due to being overworked / underpaid. But I totally get what your frustration is. No, okay, you know what? Fuck, yeah, overworked / underpaid. Fair point. Fair point. No, I didn't consider that. I didn't consider that factor. Good point. Then again, too, I'm also biased because, like, I hated most of my teachers. Actually, I think most because most of my teachers hated me. Because I was a freaking, like, just spastic.
No longer new.
I teach 7th grade. They are still performing on the 4th grade level.
Never mind. If these are kids at the 7th grade and they're at a 4th grade level, never mind. You have every right to complain. I thought... No, you have every right to complain. What? Huh? I'm pretty sure when I was in the 7th grade, I'm pretty sure when I was, like, fucking in the 4th grade, I was reading at a 5th grade level. I was writing at a 5th grade level and reading at, like, at a 11th grade. When the fuck, what grade level is, Tom Sawyer? Or, I guess, Huckleberry Finn. Hold on. What grade level is Huckleberry Finn? The novel was banned due to its expensive criticism and hypocrisy. What? Oh, that's not. No. It was sorry. What I'm reading, it's basically like a thing. Explaining Huck Finn. I don't know. Okay, point is, I was reading books like Huckleberry Finn, right, and Oliver Twist, Moby Dick, all that shit. I was reading as a kid, right, and plus I was reading like Bridge to Terabithia. I read Bridge to Terabithia in French and English. I read Holes in French and English. That's impressive. I was able to read some very fucking, like, you know, big novels at the time. And actually, even still, like, some well-known novels. And I was, like, in the 4th grade. I don't, like, you know, I'm not trying to toot my own horn and say, like, I'm a fucking genius. But, I mean, if we have 7th graders reading as 5th graders, then I'm pretty much fucking God at that point. Holy shit. Because I was fucking reading 8th grade books in the fucking 4th grade.
Nobody talking about how they just keep passing them on. They just keep passing them on, 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 passing them on.
When the case is so rare, sure, you can fail a few of them and send them back to repeat the grade. But what if, on a general scale, the majority...
I'm still thinking of Betwin. Like, do we not teach phonics?
...kids are not meeting expectations. Is it realistic to send half, if not most of a school to repeat learning things they almost have no interest in learning? The bar for excellence has never been lower in education, starting in elementary school.
What is that?
L-A-Y-S.
What does it spell?
Chicks.
Read this word.
Betwin.
What?
Betwin.
What?
Betwin.
Okay, just making sure.
Which spirals down to the trajectory to middle school, high school, college. It is scary to think, but if this persists, eventually high school will be the new middle school, and college is where kids only learn high school material.
You know, I'm gonna be honest too. I see this a lot in my college. No offense to everybody in the college. Okay, some offense. All offense to everybody in my fucking college. Why do y'all act like fucking high school students? I mean, some of the shit that, like, some of the drama that just goes around is, like, it's so fucking high school. And these are people not, like, my age. I mean, some of them are my age, but these are people varying from the ages of 18 to 32. Like, some of these people have kids.
Or, if the institutions uphold their standards, less and less kids can even make it to university, let alone survive it.
I have a better plan. I'll marry a wealthy
Man.
From a first-hand perspective, I already see this happening. After I just graduated from UCLA, I heard that the same exact extremely rigorous courses got reduced to just 2 online open book exams. And in the midst of the COVID chaos, everyone just ended up getting A's as long as they submitted a...
Yeah, we are lowering the bar. Like, the bar is on the fucking floor at this point, in my opinion. And I'm somebody who needs the bar to be lowered. Hold on, I'm skipping a little bit.
On an iPad. Second, learning is for losers. Quote, my mom was a teacher for 20 years.
Damn, I must be the fucking loserest loser ever. I'm fucking learning every day.
Across 2 states, teaching elementary, middle, and high school ages, and Gen Alpha was the reason she quit. Of course, not every Gen Alpha kid disrespects school, but they definitely have a hard time focusing in class if the other students don't respect authority or have any interest in learning. And who can blame them? Just like the Gen Zers and millennials who don't want to work, there's a parallel between the diminishing respect for work and
yeah, if you misbehave, you go to the special room. That's where all the special kids go. That's where I went, because I was a fucking rowdy kid. So they threw me in there, and it's like, okay, you're gonna behave, and you're gonna do your fucking homework. Alright, dumbass? Yes, okay. Like...
adults, and disappearing appeal to learning for Gen Alphas. The reason? Well, as social animals, we are subject to our tendencies to compare to our peers, but who are our peers when we have access to billions of people at the touch of our phone? Exactly. Everyone. And I mean everyone. The internet lacks no flashy college and high school dropouts who got rich quick as teenagers, as kids. And because Gen Alpha spend more time with their iPads than with kids their age or adult role models, of course whatever flickers on the iPad becomes the ideal they want to imitate. And of course, learning in a classroom is neither as dopamine feeding as the TikTok algorithm or Cocomelon. Or does it seem as cool as not studying and becoming young, rich, famous, and just do whatever you want all day?
Yeah, I'm gonna stop it there. I don't think I can handle this amount of dumbassery. You want to see the rest of the video, though? Like, I don't know, Zoe Unlimited. I love her channel. She has a lot of good videos. But yeah, like, you're 12, but you can't read. Like, if you want to see the rest of the video, like, go ahead and check it out. Because I think the brain rot's finally hurting. Time to watch some more brain rot on another channel. But you know what, though? That thing about the teachers, though, like, yeah. Teachers are underpaid, overworked, most definitely. Especially with nowadays how fucking shit these kids are. I didn't know it was that bad. Like, fuck. 5th grade at the 7th grade? What the hell?
Around 8 months ago, I was a salesman in a busy leisure centre, as some of you know. One day I was sat in the office just down the corridor from the gym with my 2 colleagues, Sky and Jess, who were around 21 years old at the time, and both very attractive young women, if I may say so. One day a young man came in for a tour of the gym because he was thinking of joining up for the membership, so he walked into the office, introduced himself to Jess, she stood up, introduced herself back, and then gave him a tour around the gym for the next 20 minutes. Now this guy clearly took a liking to Jess. He was probably around the same age as her, 21. He was dressed well, looked sharp, and spoke articulately. Jess has long blonde hair and a beautiful smile warm enough to soften any man's heart. I was sat on my desk on the right of Jess's on the phone to a customer as I heard their footsteps come back down the corridor and then come back into the office. Jess sat down by her desk with this guy in front of her and she began to pitch the membership to him, and it looked like she had him sold. I continued the phone call I was on until I finished the call with the customer, put it down and sat there looking at my screen. But when I turned to my left to see how the interaction was going, I saw this young man do the Andrew Tate pose with one leg over the other, staring intently
That's cringe.
into Jess's eyes, completely devoid of emotion. 5 minutes later, Jess walked with him out of the centre, asked if he had any more questions. He said, Can I get your number and take you out on a date? She said no, lied and said she had a boyfriend, came back and told us in the office. And since this happened about a year ago, it's lived in my mind rent-free because I couldn't help but cringe whilst looking at this guy. Not just because he was doing the Andrew Tate pose, but because he clearly liked Jess, but he would have scored at least a -2 on a charisma rating. He was too serious and made no effort to make the interaction light-hearted. And everyone could feel the tension and the seriousness in the room.
Where is it?
Also, that
I always loses it. Where?
Okay. Okay, talking to women 101. Step 1, find a woman. 2, talk to her. I have problems with step 2. Look, I guess you're gonna just have to not be into them in order for it to work out, I guess, you know, because like if I have no problems talking to girls who I'm not into, and it causes a lot of problems. I don't know why or how. It causes a lot of problems because there are girls who are like, you know, I'm not into, I don't want your attention, and other times it's girls who I'm not into. But thinking back on it, it's like, damn, I probably would have. Like you know what I mean? It's just my ass is so fucking dumb. I didn't even think about it. If you kind of like catch my meaning.
Is it? Where?
If I ever try to talk to a girl who I do like, that's gonna be fucking hi. Or it's gonna be like over the top and just me being like 100% going at it. One or the other.
What are you doing? I'm just looking for your charisma. There's no doubt, us young men are confused, pulled in a multiplicity of directions which vibrate between pursuing women and maximising our looks, to shunning the world of love and women and fully focusing on ourselves and going into monk mode. It's safe to say we're damned if we do, damned if we don't. If we looks max to pursue women, we're feminine. If we knuckle down to focus on ourselves, we're selfish. It seems we just can't win. Through this lens, as a man, it would be understandable to whip your finger out and point it at society and blame an external force.
Society!
It's society and the algorithms which
Society.
are promoting these confusing messages, right? Right, but although it's understandable, blaming an external source won't get you much further than turning you into a whining man-child beset with the thought that some external force is out to get him and plague his life. Instead, you must turn your focus into how complicit you are in the nature of your suffering, and you must take radical responsibility if you want the peace of mind you're searching for. Nowadays, us young men, we're told to grip life by the throat. We're told to maximise every area of our lives, and we're told to never settle for anything less than the highest value. We're told to get, achieve and accrue all of the material possessions which seemingly lead to success. And although I believe there's a time and place for these messages, and I would never stand here and say men should never pursue excellence in their lives. I would never say that. But the difference between being serious and sincere in your life isn't how involved you are in the tasks you're doing, but in how tightly you grip. All activities in life, whether you're approaching a girl, dancing with your missus, building your business, working on yourself through self-improvement, balancing on a beam or floating in a pool of water, require the right amount of effort, but not more. Otherwise, you'll start to get in your own way. And too many young men are getting in their own way nowadays because they're putting the wrong amount of effort in. They want attention
Put effort
from
into
others because
fucking
they've only
building
learned how to
muscle.
grip onto reality. They have no idea how to let go when on a first date with a woman and be themselves, channeling the authenticity which counterintuitively makes you more attractive.
That is true. That is true. Like, if you're gonna be on... That's why, like, my philosophy is, like, just to always be myself. I don't care how weird... Like, that's like what I was saying last night. I don't care how weird you think I am. You're the weird one. Like, I'm being myself. And if you can't accept that, don't talk to me. You know? And I think it's vice versa, too, because there's a lot of people who I would also judge and think, like, because there's a lot of people who think that, oh, that's their true self. Which, fine, I respect you for it. Just, don't be fucking forcing it down my... You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to be like, I don't want to say it like, accept me for who I am. I don't care. It's like, no. Like, vice versa. Accept me for who... I expect... If you don't like who I am, don't talk to me. Don't come near me. You can judge me all you want. I don't care. But it's like, I'm never gonna, like, try to be something I'm not to appease you. I'm gonna be as weird as fuck as I can to get you to leave me the hell alone. But if you don't leave me the hell alone, then that's somebody who I'd want with me. You know what I mean? I don't know if that makes any sense. I know it doesn't make any sense. Nothing I say makes sense. But if you can find it through the weird mess that is called my brain, then kudos.
Standout lectures, the British philosopher Alan Watts implored his audience to be sincere, not serious. We thought of life by analogy with a journey, a pilgrimage, which had a serious purpose at the end, and the thing was to get to that end, success or whatever it is, maybe heaven after you're dead. But we missed the point the whole way along. It was a musical thing, and you were supposed to sing or to dance while the music was being played. Although our boy Alan didn't go into too much detail about what he meant by this, allow me to illustrate this further. First of all, let me borrow your imagination for a moment. Let's say you're at a social gathering with your friends and you're about to sit down and play a board game with 3 of your friends and a +1 who one of your friends has brought. And this +1 has decided to take charge of the evening. Before you play, he's read the instructions twice, he's read them out loud once just to clarify that everyone understands the rules of the game, and when you start playing the board game, he's completely silent because he's dialed in, laser focused on winning this game. He takes every move as seriously as possible and everyone can feel the tension in the room and feels incredibly uncomfortable. After you play the game and leave that gathering, would you likely remark, oh, that was a really good time? Or would you probably never want to go to a social gathering where +1s were invited ever again? The word serious, etymologically, has roots from the early 15th century. There are many links to this word, such as from the Old French serious,
etymology,
grave or earnest, Latin serious, which means weighty, Lithuanian severu, to weigh, lift, and Old English soyer, heavy. Pretty sure that's not how you pronounce it, but anyway. So through an etymological lens, the idea that seriousness is taxing in the same way as lifting heavy weights is taxing on your muscles stretches across cultures. The word sincere, however, has roots from the Latin word sincerus, which means pure, unmixed, unadulterated, also meaning something which is truthful, free from falsehood and deceit. Think of the people you love to be around when you're in a social situation. They likely have an air of being unapologetically themselves whilst being notoriously fun. Now imagine you're about to dance with a woman. Think of the qualities the dance would adopt if you were to approach it with seriousness. Your body would likely be tense, rigid and stiff, and the woman you're dancing with would be able to feel this. The result of your seriousness when dancing would likely zap the enjoyment out of the moment for both you.
That's why too, I never say that I'm... Yo, what's good, Henry? This is why I never say I'm good at dancing, because I know for a fact I'm fucking terrible at dancing, but people love it when I dance because I just don't give a shit. And in turn makes me a great dancer. Because, like, it's not about, like, being stiff. It's not like, trying to, like, do a certain... Nah, my dancing is crazy. No, see, that doesn't count because, number one, I was crossfaded, and number two... Okay, actually, probably could count. No, like... maybe it's because I never see myself actually dance, and I just think my dancing is just bad, and I just automatically think everything I do is bad. You still have it? Oh, send it to me. I want to see.
And your dance partner. You'd be too caught up in your own head about mastering the techniques or how you look to others.
Yeah, exactly. I always think about that. Like, I can't master the techniques, I can't do it, and whatever. I don't give a shit. I just fucking party. Like, who gives a fuck? I have my own music blasting in my skull for, like, 3 hours straight. That's how I'm able to, like, go for so long.
Or whether you're making a fool of yourself, to actually let go and express yourself fully.
Exactly. That's fucking me right there. Leonardo DiCaprio.
So as young men, we don't need more reasons to hate ourselves or more reasons to compare ourselves to people much older than us who are screaming into a microphone telling us to put maximal effort into every area of our life, which inevitably builds tension and zaps our life of the
Be a
meaning
Sigma
and
male, alpha
fulfillment
male,
and rapture and
muscle.
bliss we're inevitably searching for. We need to learn how to let go of who we think we should be, what we think we should be doing, or what effort we think we
I should
should
just start
be
like
putting
just
in, so
randomly
we can
just start
tune into
lifting this
who we
weight
could be,
on my
the
left
effort we
arm
could be
just to
putting
build
in,
it up.
or what we could be doing, because should implies a social obligation, could implies potential. And most importantly, we need to understand we don't need work, we don't need women, we don't need intimacy, but we can engage in these things anyway from a place of abundance and fullness in order to give our gifts to the world with a cheeky grin on our face instead of a serious look of pent-up tension. To round this off and to make this practical, here are some ways you can practically reduce the seriousness in your life and replace it with sincerity. Number one, first of all, I would encourage you to tune in to the feeling of seriousness throughout your day-to-day endeavours. For example, when do you feel most serious? What activities make you more tense? What states of mind?
I never feel serious anymore. Nothing makes me feel serious. Like, I'm always in a state of relaxed. Even when I'm serious, I'm still relaxed. Because if I'm genuinely serious or just genuinely whatever, it's terrifying. It truly is terrifying to some. And they don't want to talk to me. Like people like that just won't want to talk to me. I'm not saying that like, you know, oh, be serious. Like that's the problem kind of too with like those Sigma male videos. I'm gonna go to the bathroom for a second, but that's kind of the problem with all those Sigma male videos is because it's like be the one in the room, be the one who everybody is like afraid of, who's stern, da da da. It's like, shut the fuck up. Anybody can do that. You're not a special Sigma male because you're quiet and you're stern, whatever. I'm not quiet and stern. I'm loud and fucking rowdy. But in reality, I'm fucking but like in the back of my head, I'm still like kind of planning the thing out. You know, like I'm probably like one of those dudes who like the Sigma males wouldn't like because it's like, who is this guy? He's just loud, he's crass, he's rowdy. He doesn't take anything seriously. But in reality, I probably take that shit way more serious than you. Because who the fuck thinks like that? I don't know. Give me a second. I'll be right back. Let me use the bathroom and also get more water. I'm sorry I put the aluminum. Okay, I get it. Okay, where did I put it? Where did I put it? I'll move it. Okay. I don't have time for this. I will put it in the... I'm back. Sorry that took so long. Ignore it once again. I mean, like, look, that's against Twitch's TOS. To bring you in with me? Sorry. Alright, let's continue.
To promote seriousness. What aspects of your life feel heavy, tight, constrained? Number 2, and perhaps the most counterintuitive practical suggestion I would give you, I implore you to turn up the feeling of seriousness in your life in the same way as if you were an actor in a comedy play. Go so far over the top with your feelings of seriousness and see if your perspective shifts a little bit. Can you find some levity in the depths of your seriousness? Because oftentimes confusion arises because we don't feel emotions to their depths. So go all in on your seriousness and then come back. Don't stay there. Number 3, memento mori. Keep in mind every single day, at every single moment you possibly can, that we will all die. Treat every single day as if you'll die that evening, and waking up the next day will be a bonus. And when you live from that state of mind, you'll see how many serious things become trivial right before your eyes. Number 4, last one, books to read. The Wisdom of Insecurity by Alan Watts, Blue Truth by David Dada, I've recommended that before, and any fiction book. Any hobby which you're not trying to get an outcome or look good or perform well in it. Fiction where you're not trying to accrue knowledge in your mind, or an italic hobby where you do it for the bliss of doing it and you don't care about doing it in front of others and appear in a certain way because of the outcome it's given you. So yeah, victory sweet.
Yeah, good. Good video. Good suggestions. Very interesting. What is a subtle sign that someone is really intelligent? Easy. Okay. I don't know what I was gonna say.
It is a subtle sign that someone is really intelligent. People who don't understand the difference between intelligence and social skills. They draw wisdom from multiple sources. Wait, but that might be more wise than intelligent.
Interesting. Doesn't matter. What's with all the fucking goth shit on my fucking recommended? The TikTokification of goth and punk? It's so...
Oh my god, is that a goth dummy mommy? Goth dummy mommy! Goth dummy mommy! Goth dummy mommy! Goth dummy mommy! Goth dummy
Sorry,
mommy!
I'm not
Goth
really
dummy mommy! Goth dummy mommy! Goth dummy.
Let's talk about TikTok goths. I don't have a camera yet, so I'll just put some videos of Robert Smith in the background. That's basically what I look like. Now, except for being really cringy, what's actually wrong with TikTok goths, and what can we do to stop them? This topic is a really tricky one, because it usually just ends up on both sides going around in circles. TikToker makes a really cringy video about goths.
Okay, there's something off with YouTube recommending me so much goth shit. Attempting a gothic look, volunteer at a haunted house for a night. Okay. I don't care. I actually don't care that much. Nice guys are a menace to society.
Milady, I kind of hate...
I'm gonna kill myself. Henry, you're a nice guy, right? You're a nice... what's it like? Unless he left the chat. Probably left the chat. Lol. The sex-obsessed Christians of TikTok.
What's up, weirdos? Coming to you live today from Jesus' tomb. Is it Jesus or Jesus's? Bye, love you. Listen, I have just discovered this little group of people online that is so cringe and embarrassing and like a little bit like they don't understand what reality is. Because the stuff I want to show you today is these dudes who are just so unaware of how creepy the stuff they're posting.
Okay, that one.
Popular demand.
Hello, YouTube. Hi.
Beat Mac, a 36-year-old insurance. Beat Mac, a 36-year-old insurance salesman, shaking in excitement.
I wouldn't call that excitement. Hold on, I just want to see what this is real quick.
Live today from Jesus' tomb. Is it Jesus or Jesus's? Bye, love you. Listen, I have just discovered this little group of people online that is so cringe and embarrassing and like a little bit like they don't understand what reality is. Because the stuff I want to show you today is these dudes who are just so unaware of how creepy the stuff they're posting is. The first guy I'll show you is David Hammond. His bio has the swords clashing, building up masculine Christian men. And he's got an evangelism ministry, so he's a preacher. But the only thing that he talks about
Christianity, love Jesus.
Or as you'll see in the videos, dudes who can't stop thinking about it but can't do it, can't do it. Look, look, look.
Think of all these like strong men. I guarantee you these men weren't fat guys. They weren't watching the websites.
Using that terminology.
They were fucking each other. For lack of better words, they were fucking each other. Like, you know, people want to say like, oh, these guys weren't fapping, they weren't doing this, they weren't doing that. No, they were breeding each other. Just letting you know.
All these strong men, guys, they weren't fapping. What is this, iFunny in 2016? With the youth pastor voice, I guarantee these weren't fapping, guys.
I guarantee these men weren't fapping, guys.
By the way, yeah, that point, strong men throughout history weren't fapping guys. I think the whole Roman Empire's thing was that it was dudes fapping guys. But let's hear them out.
They weren't watching the websites. They were viewing these lustful desires, and they were saying, you know what? I'm gonna use this to conquer a nation.
This guy is the dumbest man on earth. Alexander the Great, trust me, he wanted just like me so bad, but like I never have sex, so that's like Alexander the Great. He did it to conquer, like me. I'm sorry to tell you, David Hammond, Alexander the Great was definitely fucking. By the way, a lot of guys probably. Alexander the Great. Gay?
I'm gonna use this to conquer a nation. Think of like David, right? David and Goliath.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what David and Goliath was about. A shepherd boy who was so sexually repressed he could kill a giant. Also, isn't King David's whole thing that he slept with Bathsheba and then got her husband killed? Ain't that his whole thing? Anyways.
If you keep masturbating, you're a man-child and will die single alone without any woman.
Oh, okay. Wasn't this like a Christian account? Wasn't this like preaching?
If you, my friend, are still having sex outside marriage, it will damn you to hell.
Oh, okay, so it is, okay. No, we're firmly in the evangelical worldview, but he's making the bold choice of taking Jesus out of it and adding even more sexual repression and obsession.
As harsh as this may sound, I've definitely fallen into this category, so listen up.
God, that expression kind of scared me.
So listen up.
I have definitely fallen in that category. I cannot keep my hands off of my private parts. I treat my body like it's a playground.
I don't even know, honestly, I don't even know how to respond to half of this shit. Like, honestly, it's just so fucking weird. It's just weird.
So alone. Follow for more tips on Christ.
You need to leave your girlfriend at this moment. There must be a period of isolation. Majority of you guys rush this process. You skip it merely because you can't control your lust below.
A lot of guys want to be married, but I'm not, and it's because other guys can't stop touching themselves, but I used to. I don't anymore, but I used to so much. All I'm gonna say is, if this is what it looks like to fully repress yourself, David, if I become a guy who talks like this, guys, then I think I'd rather just have sex with a beautiful woman that loves me. But now I want to show you a video from another account. This one is called No Fap Wizards. May God bless the rise. Hey, No Fap Wizards? That's genuinely the gayest video I've ever seen. This is all for Christ, but that video is giving big Kelvin Gemstone energy. To be clear, the text of it.
Yes.
You rejected PN. Yeah, that's good. If you should do that. If you're David Hammond and it's like literally destroying your life, then you better quit. But this entire account is filled with posts like this. The greatest NoFap quotes. Semen is the primary source of strength. The great. It's the primary source of strength? So what? I don't come for a month, all of a sudden I can punch God?
What is that? That sounds way more fucking sus than it should.
For 3 weeks straight, I can rise from the dead? But my favorite quote from this whole post is Steve Jobs' girlfriend talking about him. He said he did not want to release, so he could build wealth and power by conserving his life force energy. Yeah, Steve Jobs, the guy who is known for having a fundamentally sound and correct view on modern medicine. Yeah. Steve Jobs told me not to come, so I'm joining my parents' real estate firm. Steve Jobs told me not to come, and now I'm a real estate agent. 5 weeks in my training, because I don't come. Also, I don't know what to tell you to prepare you for this next post. This is by some guy called Drip King. Some about Baby Gronk. His profile says Christ follower. His posts look like this. No, dude, that is sick. That's sick. No, that's sick as I guess he's saying the first one is nerd. I mean, honestly, he's kind of posting up in the first half of that video like he's got a physical disability. I don't know. Maybe that's just how nerds stand. I fear God. Muscles shaking from how hard he's flexing. Hey, just don't watch it, guys.
Like, I fear God. I fear God, motherfucker. Nerd. Damn, my fucking neck. Ow. Hold up. What the fuck? Hold up. Hold up. Oh my god. How fucking high was I? Holy shit, hang on. Hold the phone, hold up. I have to show this. How, hold up. Hold up.
This is crazy, bro.
How fucking high was I? What did I take? I forgot about this. Big Mac truck, like this little garage. I don't cook, I don't clean. Let me tell you how I got this ring. What the fuck? Oh, I hurt my stomach. Oh my god. I did that. Oh shit. Never mind. I retract everything I said. I'm a bad dancer. I did that. Oh fuck. Never mind. Yeah, listen, okay. You know what? I'm never gonna beat the allegations. I'm a good dancer. Listen, you get enough weed and twisted teas in my system, that's what you'll get.
Guys, can I just say that? Don't watch.
I'm gonna hold on. I want to post that on fucking Instagram and just tag everybody. Should I just do that? Like, just fucking throw back to last year's Halloween? I forgot all about that shit. Tag me, please. Yeah, I'll tag you. I'll tag Keelan too. I'll just tag everybody.
You don't have to. Nobody's making you. You are the only one making yourself.
Hold on. I gotta see that again. Hold on. Just a quick second. Oh, hold up. Oh,
Yo, he's nasty, bro.
It's just fucking Jason Voorhees. It's just hold on. I still got the fucking mask. Hang on. Oh shit, where did I put it? Hang on. I still have the frickin' mask. Oh, it's gotta be somewhere. Oh no, I know where it is. Yo, Halloween this year is gonna be fucking lit. No, I still got the mask. Bro's mesmerized himself. Yeah, no, I'm, you know what? Like I said, I guess it's because I never see myself actually dance, so I just think it's bad, and then I just see this shit. Park that Big Mac truck right in this little garage. I don't cook, I don't clean. Let me tell you how I got this ring. Oh god, that was fucking awesome.
Watch it. Also, fellas, you do not have to confess every time you watch. Actually, NoFap Wizards has a great quote for times like this. When you realize God loves you, even though you've relapsed 1,000 times. Oh my god, cut the cameras. God loves me even though I keep jerking off. Oh my god, thank you God so.
Okay, I gotta find something else. I wanna see something else. What the f-
I want to do everything.
How to manage multiple interests? Oh, easy, you just do. It's called drugs. Oh god. Okay, that caught me off guard, honestly. I don't even know how I did that. Maybe weed isn't that bad, Eric. Coming from you? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh god. Oh god, this is too much fun. Gooning. Jesus Christ. Can obsessively loving someone ruin you? Gooning? This video just called fucking gooning must be stopped. It's horror, sex, and video games. That's all my fucking YouTube recommended is. It's horror, sex, and video games. Horror, sex, and what is going on? Do I gotta speak to somebody? Because, like, this is going by, like, what interests me. Maybe it's because, like, it's doing this because I fall asleep to, like, some, like... Like, I ended up getting, like, a random video playing. It was about, like, the fucking goth chick shit. So I think it's just that. It's just recommending me shit like that. Oh my god. That was still funny. I don't cook, I don't clean. Let me tell you how I got this ring. Click one more men health video and incel videos will take over. Oh, no. So then I'll make sure I avoid it.
Last month was my 20.
Wait, hold on. The real reason you haven't beaten addictions.
If you're dealing with addiction of any sort, I just want to say I'm proud of you. Because despite you battling this addiction, you still manage to wake up every morning and live your life. So I'm proud of you for that. And I'm also proud of you for clicking on this video to help you find solutions to your addiction. That sounds strange, I know, because
Oh, solutions? Oh, I don't want to see solutions. No, honestly, like, the best thing to do for an addiction, in my opinion, I've done this, is kind of like, number one, get rid of, like, the necessity to use an addictive substance, right? Like, for example, if you're somebody who, like, I'm not saying that weed is an addictive substance, like it's fucking crack, but, like, if you find yourself smoking a lot of weed, try doing things that would put you in a position where you can't smoke weed. Like, what I do is, like, I work a lot, right? Like, I'm always at work, and you can't smoke at work. So I don't smoke that much anymore. Now I have just a shit ton of weed on me because I don't have time to smoke it. There you go. That's one thing that could do. Number two, start, like, you know, charting your life, right? Like if you're like a smoker for cigarettes, I heard of this one. Basically, take your non-smoking life and your smoking life. Like where are you where you're not smoking, and where are you where you are smoking, and then you start like, you know, slowly moving things that are in your I smoke category into your I don't smoke category. You know what I mean? Some things like that, like maybe change it to something else, like change your addiction for something else, which is not good, but I mean, try to find like a lesser, worse addiction.
You likely don't feel proud of your...
Just my thoughts. I don't think I'm gonna watch this one because I want to like I want to like find something else.
Milady, I kind of hated that. Sorry. Alrighty, well, hello, sinners. How are ya? If you've seen my channel before, you know that I've poked fun at quite a few men in my past videos. This includes guys on TikTok.
Wait, what's this?
Alrighty, well, hello, sinners. How are ya? On today's installment of the Letterboard of Truth,
now that
Dead.
Asmon is banned, you have to upload your reacts. Oh, I'm already uploading them.
It is.
I'm gonna upload them tonight after this.
Nice guy, actually bad. Because, as we've come to find out, if someone goes out of their way to call themselves a nice
It's funny.
guy,
It's like reacting to YouTube videos and late night Call of Duty.
a nice
The stream is called reacting to YouTube videos and late night Call of Duty. It's been like a couple hours. I still haven't touched COD. Like I'm still. Oh, actually, I'm in the main menu. Yeah, I'm still in the main menu. Kind of interesting.
was the most eloquent way I could deliver my message on such a small space. My Letterboard of Truth might need a Grammarly subscription, I fear. But Happy New Year, everyone. And yes, I do mean Happy New Year, because I'd like to pretend that January didn't happen. So since we're in 2002 now, you'd think that the era of nice guys would have come to an end. Come to
Is she reading like nice guy quotes? Hang on, let me just see.
Good. Now let's roast some nice guys. Right off the bat, we have a screenshot of someone's dating profile. Whenever I do these kind of videos, I thoroughly enjoy reading people's bios on dating apps because it can be a valuable insight into someone's mind.
Fair enough.
For better or
Fair
worse.
enough.
Our man of the hour here is looking for something casual or a long-term relationship, keeping his options open. And he's an orthodontist and small business owner at Self-Made. No disrespect, but how are you a self-made orthodontist? Like, don't you have to...
No, the stream was dropping frames a second there. It was even dropping on mine, but it's back to normal now. Just the bitrate's kind of fucky.
To go to school for that. There's no one I want to mess around with.
That's
my
what happens when you
teeth
stream
more
on
than
Wi-Fi.
A guy who took a Skillshare course on how to apply braces. I like spirituality / hermeticism, paranormal.
Oh, okay, hold on. It says everything's excellent. Give me a second.
Business.
Hang on. I'm gonna close some apps just to maybe fix it, see if it's like a RAM issue. At a lower bitrate next time. It looks like it's all it's a little bit slow on my end. It looks like it's all it's a little bit slow on my end. Oh, there's an L. That's a bad echo. Holy shit. Hang on. Has that been here this whole time? Oh, there's an L. That's a bad echo. Holy shit. Hang on. Oh, it couldn't have been because I'm playing the video in my head. But there might be an echo to the video itself from my headphones into the stream.
Self-development, criminal psychology, occultism, documentaries / horror movies, conspiracies, outdoor survival, meditation. For me, the biggest red flag thus far is the conspiracies part of this list. What conspiracies are we referring to? Are we talking Area 51 conspiracies, or are you buying 5G repellent cream off of Etsy? Like, please clarify how deep we are, conspiracy land. Yes, I'm aware I have pictures with girls. It's cause I'm one of the few guys that understands females. Ooh.
What?
Tip: if you're a guy looking to date women, don't refer to said women as females. At least pretend like you respect us, you know? You should try dating someone like that for once, rather than the dumbass ugly apes on here who you only date, cause they won't exploit your insecurities as easy as a handsome, fun guy would. Wow, this dude really has his finger on the pulse of females everywhere. The
This
last
dude
part
is
kind of
cringe.
confuses me though, cause he's claiming to be one of the good guys and women should go for good guys like him. But then he's also saying that those same good guys will exploit women's insecurities. So isn't that a bad look on his end since he is one of the good guys?
Yeah.
Allegedly? Babe, those other guys don't deserve you. All they'll do is treat you like shit. Which is why you should date me.
Somebody
so
who will
I
treat
can
you like shit.
shit.
Yeah.
Moving on, according to the person from this next post, posted on Twitter from a girl who rejected a guy, he then posted this on Snapchat. I unfortunately care too much, and that scares people away. When I like someone, all I want is them, their attention, their time, their name on my phone. But unfortunately, girls don't want that. They want a guy who doesn't give a fuck about them. They want a guy who talks to 20 girls and treats them like an option.
So then don't date girls like that. Date girls who are obsessive about you and you can be obsessive about them. You're dating the wrong type of girl then.
They want to be treated like...
Happens to the best of us. You know, happens to the best of us. But I mean, you know, I'm not going to fucking go cry about it.
And it makes no sense. Oh, really? They want to be treated like shit? Are we sure about that? Like, I'm a hard fucking lover. I'll treat somebody like a fucking princess, and they don't want that. Or you could just treat her like a human being and show basic respect. Like, yeah, it's great to make the person you like feel special, but putting them on a pedestal puts a lot of pressure and expectations on a relationship, which will probably not end well. I'm unfortunately a good dude. Cause I was raised that way, and when girls find that out, they become uninterested. I'm just not a piece of shit that's gonna treat you like you're a piece of meat, so girls don't want it, lol. I'm done ranting. I'm about to become a whore, LMFAO. Not to nitpick, but how are you gonna become a whore if girls allegedly don't like you?
Yeah,
now,
exactly,
I might just
right?
be an empath, but I sense that he's not taking the rejection well. I also sense
Really?
that
You
he should
think?
back off just a little bit. Listen, you will be rejected at some point in your life, whether it's in love, career, education, friendship. Whatever the case, everyone has and will face rejection. Sure, it's natural to feel sad and disappointed afterwards. I'm not blaming the guy for being upset. The problem is that he's making it everyone else's problem. Instead of taking the L and moving on, this dude is writing entire novels on Snapchat saying, woe is me. Maybe you got rejected because you laid it on a bit too strong. Also, you're ranting on Snapchat. That was your very first mistake. The next post I have is a series of Twitter messages, and you know what the kids say. It all goes down in the DMs. Beautiful. And quite large breasts as well, if you don't mind.
That's a great conversation opener. Gentlemen, take notes. Take notes. These are great. Oh, for fuck's sakes.
Sorry. Unfortunately, this guy's declaration of love fell on deaf ears, so he followed up sometime later. So, let me guess. Borderline personality disorder? So you immediately objectify a woman, saw that she didn't respond, and then accused her of having a mental disorder because she ignored your overt sexual advances. He really typed this out, looked it over, and said, yeah, this'll surely win her over. He did say sorry afterwards, so I guess it's not that bad. On the bright side, though, I have another dating profile for us to review. But this time around, let me introduce you to our man, Bungle. He's an assistant hedge fund manager. A hedge does not need a manager. It's a shrub. And there's no point in funding it either. It's not like it's gonna spend the money anyway. ridiculous. 2021 was a bad year. COVID is a hoax. Don't even message me if you're vaxxed or have a mask in your profile picture. Fuck. I have 2 cars and a samurai sword. You heard that right. 2 cars and a sword. That's what you get when you work as hard as I have. Did he say he has 2 cars and a samurai sword? Ugh, good thing I have insurance because my basement is flooded. P.S.
Ew.
No vegans, no cat lovers, no depressed people. Jesus doesn't make people unhappy.
Wait, what? No vegans, no cat lovers, no depressed people. Jesus doesn't make people unhappy. You make people unhappy. Okay, maybe just no vegans because you don't live that lifestyle. No cat lovers because you're a dog person. No depressed people because you don't want them to drag you down. It just seems a little odd that we bring Jesus into this.
No cat lovers, no depressed people. Jesus doesn't make people unhappy. You make people unhappy. Other than all that, I'm a nice guy.
No,
I
you're not.
guarantee you your parents will love me. I'm also ranked...
If you were a nice guy... If you were nice or a good guy, you wouldn't give a shit. Me, I do give a shit, so I'm not a nice guy or a good guy. Well, you know what? I'm just an honest guy. Maybe that does make me a nice guy. I don't fucking know. There's just something odd about that, where it's like, no vegans because whatever. And it's like, no vegans because you're just not a vegan. I wouldn't date a vegan because I'm not a vegan. I eat meat. You know, like, there are dietary restrictions to that lifestyle, and I don't subscribe to it. So there you go. And I don't expect this person to, like, you know, change their freaking eating habits. And, you know, that's just for me. A lot of people, like, I've seen, like, a few relationships of people who, like, you know, they date vegans or whatever and they're not, and vice versa. Because some people just don't care. Like, yeah, make dinner, but don't eat the meat. You're just going to have all the vegetables. Like, it's possible. I'm just saying it's not for me. That's just how the real world works. At least how it
30th
should.
in men's 10-pin bowling. He sounds fun. You know, he just wants a happy, COVID-denying, anti-vax, Jesus-loving dog person to bowl with him into the sunset. And,
yeah.
You know, we all deserve love at the end of the day. So if that sounds like you, Bungle just might be the man of your dreams.
No.
This next post is a screenshot from TikTok. My favorite app. How to lose a woman. Reply fast. Show loyalty. Care about her. Show emotions. Give anything more than minimal effort. No. You know how you actually lose a woman?
You forget to cherish her.
He's so right. Women hate men who are attentive, loyal, caring, emotionally available. Why not date a borderline incel who makes misogynistic TikToks for other borderline incels? You females are messed up because every point...
I'm gonna be honest. It's a double-edged sword, because if you do reply fast, like, some people look at that as just kind of weird, and that kind of harkens back to my I don't give a shit attitude. Like, I'm gonna reply when I see the message. Like, if I can reply, I'm gonna reply. You know, if I show that I care about you and you don't like that, then you're just a weirdo. That kind of just goes back to, like, you know, who are you dating? Like, and there are people like that. Like, I genuinely believe that. There are girls like that who are like, you know, oh, you show any emotion, they don't want to talk to you. Has it happened to me? No. Do I believe it? You know what? It could. Everybody's like, you know, there's probably even dudes who are like, you know, if a girl did that, replied fast, he'd think she's weird. You know, he'd think she's clingy. Like, you know, dudes say like, oh, don't show too much emotion. But, like, you know, when it's a woman who does it, it's like, oh, she's fucking clingy. Like, you know what I mean? It could go both ways.
Care about her. Show emotions. Give anything more than minimal effort. No. You know how you actually lose a woman?
You forget to cherish her.
He's so right. Women hate men who are attentive, loyal, caring, emotionally available. Why not date a borderline incel who makes misogynistic TikToks for other borderline incels? You females are messed up because every point is valid. It's just so funny to me because men like him are attracted to women, but they don't actually like women. They don't view women as equals or as people in general.
True.
We're seen as commodities for their own sexual pleasure.
True.
He doesn't want to treat a woman with respect and decency unless he's getting something in return. So no, you didn't lose a woman because you texted
No,
her back.
even if he's getting something in return, these people still don't treat them and respect them. Like, the way they just talk about them is just so fucking odd to me. Like, it's like that one dude, right? There's this one guy in my class. You know, we were friends. We were friends for a time, but I stopped being friends with him. He was dating this girl, right? And he broke up with her because he wanted to experience more. He wanted to fucking try other things. I don't even fucking remember what he said. It was all I remember was like he just was like fucking tearing this girl down. And, you know, he even called her a fucking 7, right? Like, he said, like, you know, oh, that girl's, like, you know, he wants, like, you know, to date an 11. And she's a fucking 7. And it's like, dog, he got a fucking alt chick who plays video games, makes the motherfucker dinner. Even when they broke up, she was still fucking loyal to him. It was buying him fucking food. Making him dinners, making him lunch. That's a fucking 11. The fuck do you mean 7? This is no 7, it's all 11. The fuck you talking about? She made him fucking dinner. I'm dead serious. Even when they broke up, she was still fucking buying him food. And still supporting him. Like, she didn't go to our school, but she would, like, you know, ride the train all the way to, like, ride the subway all the way to our school. Or even all the way, like, when we were filming, like, his fucking movie at my Nana's place. She came all the way with him to film. That's loyalty to a new level. A 7. That still pisses me off to this day.
2 seconds, you lost her because you're a piece of...
Like, I feel bad for her, honestly. Actually, like, even so, like, okay, I will admit, too, I asked her out, because, like, when they were already broken up, I didn't give a shit about him. This is, like, months later. I asked her out. She said, no, I don't give a shit. I just don't. But I still somewhat feel bad for her, because she had to deal with that asshole. Like, I'm not saying, like, you know, oh, he ruined her or whatever. I'm not going to go that far. But it's like, if she still has feelings for him, I doubt it. I don't know what she's doing nowadays. But if she does, I would genuinely feel bad for her. Because she just seems chill. You know, like, genuinely, like, as a person, like, you know, when she was, like, you know, around, like, her and I would talk a lot, like, you know, she was fun. That's why it's, like, annoying when he says, like, you know, oh, she's a fucking 7. I kind of take that a little personally, because it's like, damn, like, she's just a fucking vibe. This one time, like, the 3 of us are in a Discord call. You know, they're playing Roblox together. I'm not playing Roblox because I don't have Roblox. But, I mean, her and I are just, like, shooting the shit and making jokes. Kind of odd that she was doing so much after the breakup. Yeah, it is kind of odd. Like, I think, like, you know, I think he was, like, a little bit emotionally manipulative, you know? My opinion. Like, you break up with this girl, and she's doing all of this shit to keep your approval, right? Because they're still, like, friends and whatever. It's like the 5 stages of grief. First stage, denial. Like, I think she still was kind of thinking, like, yeah, this is the guy and whatever. Da-da-da-da-da. Like, it's a fucked up situation. Like, and oh, sorry. Like, if I can give you like a play-by-play, it's like fucking she was like she loved this guy, right? She did. He didn't reciprocate it. He breaks up with her. And then she is doing everything trying to get his approval, trying to get his attention, trying to, like, you know, make it work. He wasn't. But he needed help with this fucking film or whatever, so he was using her. It's fucked up. It's honestly fucked. It's honestly fucked, in my opinion. Like just a little play-by-play. Like yeah, do I think he's a scumbag? 100%. Do I feel bad for her? Even if she rejected me, do I feel bad for her? Yeah, because, you know, still, like, and I think that's the problem too with a lot of these like nice guys, is because like they'll get rejected and then they'll just wish like ill upon the person who rejected them, and then there's just me who got rejected. Fine, I don't give a shit. I still liked you as a person. I still enjoy you as a person. You're still a good person. But I still feel bad because it's like, you know, you got to deal with that. Even if she's not dealing with it anymore, the fact that she had to deal with that, I still feel bad about. That's just my thoughts. Those are just my thoughts. Had to pull out the bigger camera just to like kind of, you know, be a little bit more expressive. But anyway, moving on.
I stood up for a woman that was being harassed at a bus stop and ended up getting beat up by his friends. She didn't even stick around to say thank you. Women are worthless. Women are worthless. How dare she not give you sloppy toppy while you're getting your ass beat? First of all, let's take bets on whether or not this actually happened. My personal bet is
Didn't
0,
happen.
but if you think otherwise, there is a second GoFundMe.
Didn't happen. That's a cool scene where it swaps with your cam. Oh, like that? Oh, hold up. I just realized there's still gameplay audio here. That's the problem. Yeah, just a little swap like that. There's also this one for video games. Like, hang on. Here are all my screens. Like the please stand by screen. Then the intro. I'm thinking about changing that though. Changing it again. Like I changed the screen. This is like the second screen. I'm probably gonna change it again because I keep getting copyrighted on YouTube for the COD 4 music. So I'm just gonna change it again to something new, something better. But yeah. Whoops. Yeah. So here is camera in the corner, main camera, like, because this is like the webcam, like that Logitech webcam. This is like the laptop webcam, because the Logitech webcam is like very shit. And the idea is that I'd be looking at like this webcam here anyway, so look at the screen. And just, you know, there, just me, my camera, no gameplay. Then gameplay, no camera when I'm eating, or like, you know, I just don't want you to see my face that day because I don't like my face. Like right now, I don't want you to see my face because I have this neck beard going, because I'm not shaving, so I have this neck beard going on. I have a fucking bruise right here, pedo stash. I don't want to be seen, but like I'm doing a reaction stream, so I kind of have to, you know, fucking tough titties. But yeah, these are the cameras.
On me in the description where you can submit your bets. But this time, instead of accepting bells, I will only be accepting Kin's cash.
Those arms,
but let's
though,
review this
you already
scenario
know.
as if it were real. This girl just got harassed by a group of men. She's scared for her life. Now she sees that this same group of men is attacking you. Yeah, of course
You
she's gonna
already
hightail out of there. 'Cause how do
fucking
you
know.
know these men aren't gonna turn around and assault her too? It's almost like this guy had an ulterior motive for doing the right thing. Nah, who am I kidding? Good morning. I love to spoil you and treat you like a queen, baby.
Okay.
I'm not interested. F you. You need mental health. Thank you. You're welcome. Yeah, you know what? This guy is onto something. You do need mental health. Again, it's another case of a man being attracted to women, but not actually liking women. Don't flip the switch because you didn't get what you want. She doesn't owe you her time or her energy. Anyway, we have yet another screenshot from a dating app. This time, it's a prompt from Hinge. I don't know about you, but I've seen the Hinge audios go viral on TikTok, and they always make me laugh, but I have a feeling this post will make us feel the opposite. I'm convinced that if you go out on a date with me, you'll realize how much more respectful I am to you than the last guy or the next guy. The nice guy energy is already cringe.
Ugh.
Cringe. But I also don't like how he's writing himself off. No, 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 no. Have some confidence. You are endgame material, my man. Pick your head up, King. Your fedora's falling. So this next one is pretty long, and I have no idea
You know what's also horrible about this, too? I have a fucking neckbeard, the stash. The worst part about this, I also have a fucking fedora. I have a fucking fedora, and I enjoy it. I gotta kill myself. I'm killing myself here. What the I'm cooked, y'all. I just unironically have a fedora. Oh, shit. I'm like, not good. That is not good. Oh, God, that is not a good look. Oh, this one doesn't fit anymore. I used to wear this fedora. This was my father's old fedora. Then, I commandeered it for Oppenheimer. But I used to wear it as a kid. There's like a baby picture of me as a kid wearing that fedora. I'll see if I can find it. I better see a fedora selfie plus twerk vids on your Installator. Fuck no. Fuck no. A fedora. If I post that fedora, I'm gonna die alone. Until I get a girlfriend and like we're dating for like at least 3 months, like full on, it's going good, then I'll post a fedora thing. Because I do not need a fedora on my fucking Instagram. That is bitch repellent right there. That is not a chick magnet. That's chick repellent. That's no. I'm gonna die alone if that. Blech, I'm gonna die alone with that shit. You gotta post puppy pictures. Grizzly.
Subreddit this is from, but regardless, buckle in. I'm almost 28 and I can't get laid. It doesn't matter any of the that people tell you matters. Girls don't really want a guy who treats them nice and cares about feelings, even if they say they do. I have been alone all my life and I didn't fuck in high school, I didn't fuck in college, now I'm fucking getting old and girls still won't give me a chance because I'm ugly and they take me as a joke. First of all, 28 is not old. I mean, I wouldn't know because I'm basking in the fountain of youth at a mere 23 years old, but that's not
20.
the point. 28 is still young. I'm not taken seriously by anyone because I don't yet have the kind of dominance and aggression that I think they are looking for, particularly for casual sex. Because nice guys and simps are boring. The intellectual is not valued. They would rather date or fuck a drug dealer's son or a criminal because things will never be boring and he will def push around and
Don't be fucked just because you're an intellectual. That's what I don't get as well. Oh, the intellectuals. I'm an intellectual, so I'm boring. I'm an intellectual. I'm not fucking boring. I'm a fucking nerd, and I make sure I'm not boring. I do a lot. Like I always say, like the fucking my ideal date, you and me, Pokemon Go. You, me, Pokemon Go. We're out and about around town. Get to talk about whatever the fuck you want to talk about. Catch Pokemon, get some ice cream, get some food at like a good. There's like, go to Chinatown, right? Go to fucking Spadina, ramen spots, tons of fucking ramen spots, okay? And that shit's like $20. Like, there's no excuse. There is no excuse to say like, oh, you're an intellectual. Nobody wants intellectuals. They just want drug dealers. Like. They just want criminals because, like, you know, oh, I'm just so boring. No, you're boring because you spend most of your day playing League of Legends and, like, League of Legends, watching YouTube, surfing Reddit, and you're fucking posting memes on, like, fucking 4chan for most of your day. That's fucking boring. I mean, it can be interesting to some, but if that's all you do, I'm not going to sit around and say, like, I wouldn't do something like that. Like, yeah, I fucking sit around and I like to stream. But, like, I also hang out with a lot of people, like with a lot of my friends. Meet people, do something social. Also, yeah, puppy pictures would most definitely fucking work. OMG, yeah, definitely.
put her in her place.
You've seen Grizzly. Grizzly is just anything magnet, not even just a chick magnet. Like, hang on. Excuse me. Like, just a random photo of Grizzly. Boom. There you go. Hang on, let me just turn down my screen so it doesn't reflect. You know, just Grizzly here. He's just in trash, whatever. Like, we were like moving our camping gear and all that. I love him. Little grizzly bear. Yes, he's my cutie patootie. Oh, here's another cutie patootie. Jason Voorhees, yeah, just me. I gotta post that fucking video. I want to post it. That shit goes hard. Honestly, just fucking dancing Jason. That is. Hold on.
As opposed to me, who has had
dancing Jason still is fucking hilarious. That's still hilarious to me.
This is crazy, bro.
You see? Intellectual. I'm a fucking nerd. And look at me. In this little corner. Look at me doing some weird shit. Fuck shit.
Oh, yo, he's nasty, bro.
And you know what's crazy? No embarrassment whatsoever. I don't even know half of the people in this fucking building. They just met me that day. Was that why fucking what's his name was, I can't remember who, like, he was hosting it, but he was like, bro, did you get laid? And I said, no. He's like, what? I thought you would have gotten laid. I forgot to mention to him, I didn't get laid at that party because, you know, I'm fucking antisocial. Plus, that was it, yeah. Cause he, like, in the morning, like, I wake up, like, fucking, and he's like, bro, anything happen in that bed? I'm like, no. Honestly, I even told him, like, honestly, if I could have, probably would have, but probably not as well, because I don't like talking to people that much. But also, too, because I'm drunk, like, I was, like, drunk and high, like, I was, like, fucking, I don't really want to, like, you know, do something like that. Like, I don't, you know what I mean? Like, that's not a good position to be in. But also, too, that's just disrespectful. In my opinion, that's a little disrespectful because we're all in, like, bunk beds. Like, it's not like we're in our own individual rooms. We're all in bunk beds that were just beside each other. So you kind of, you know, you don't want to do that shit. That's just kind of rude. Right? But after seeing that dance video, I kind of wondering how the fuck did nothing happen? Like, goddamn, I'm fucking cooked.
less sex than most 18-year-olds. Why are you thinking about 18-year-olds?
I'm sorry, what?
Criminal ritual is not valued. They would rather date or fuck a drug dealer's son or a criminal because things will never be boring and he will push her around and put her in her place. As opposed to me, who has had less sex than most 18-year-olds.
Yeah, fucking in a room with other people is weird. Yeah, it is weird. And, like, I'd even expect that same courtesy. Like, if I'm trying to sleep and I'm hearing you two fucking bang, I don't want to hear that. And it's not even like it's not even like, you know, that, oh, like, there's a wall and you hear it muffled. Like, it's right fucking there. Like, you're hearing the bed springs go. You're hearing the moans. And it's like, can y'all shut the fuck up? Like, that's just, nobody did that. I'm not saying anybody did that, but that's just fucking weird, in my opinion. Call me a loser. I don't care. That's just odd. I don't want to fucking hear that shit. I know you two wouldn't call me a loser for that, but I know there's probably gonna be somebody out there who's like, oh, fucking loser. It's like, no.
To me, who has had less sex than most 18.
Actually, you know what? Probably now, like where I'm at right now in my life, actually probably wouldn't give a shit. The shit that I've like seen and all that, I'm now numb to it, so I just wouldn't give a shit at that point.
Year-olds.
Now hold on, I want to hear what this person said. What?
Criminal because things will never be boring and he will push her around and put her in her place, as opposed to me, who has had less sex than most 18-year-olds. Why are you thinking about 18-year-olds having sex? I've done my fair share of busting ass and working and...
You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of, okay, one of my friends, I'm not going to name names because, you know, I don't want I'm not going to name names, but all I'm going to say is my friend, very young, and there's this dude in our class, he's very old, like almost 10 years older than her, and he asked her out, she said no, then he started to fucking spread rumors about her. And I think I know what one of the rumors are because I was talking to another mutual classmate, and this friend at the time, she wasn't my friend, or like she was more of a classmate, but this came up in a conversation. I'm not going to mention the details of the rumor, but she said something that was like, that's weird, but like she's done like, that's fucking weird. Like, you know, like I thought of my friend at the time, I was thinking that's weird, but I don't really give a shit. Do whatever you want. I'm just not a part of that. But now that this person's actually like my fucking friend, you know, like I actually hang out with this person more, like, you know, this is practically like she's practically like a fucking sister to me at this point, you know, love her to death. I now know that that's bullshit. Like, what I was told is complete bullshit. And this guy was saying rumors about her, but it's like, dog, you got rejected by somebody who was fresh out of high school. Like, you are almost in your 30s. You were weird. That dude is weird. Like, on God, like, straight up, like, fucking weird. That's what kind of this reminds me of. It's like, why are you comparing yourself? Why is that a thought? 18-year-olds, like, she's got a point.
Living in the real world, but it doesn't matter because I ain't from the streets. Now I get to enjoy watching kids a decade younger than me get it on while I work my shitty job and work out every day so I can try to make my skinny fat ass ripped and sexy and fuckable, which of course will never happen, and my life is an exercise.
I'm pretty unfuckable. And there is hope for me. So there's definitely, there was hope for me. So there's definitely hope for you, bud.
In futility. I can't even be bothered to jerk off anymore or eat because both of these things just feel so fucking pathetic in lieu of actual honest-to-goodness body slapping. My life is fucking sad and pathetic, and I fucking hate every minute of it. If you're losing your appetite because you can't get laid, you genuinely need help. Like, this is not healthy. I will never know raw desire, to be on the receiving end of it, what it feels like to have girls sexually objectify you. You wanna be objectified? I once went to the hood and talked to some black kids in middle school, and they told me that not only were their dicks bigger, they had like 100 girls. Oh my god, there is no reason why you should be asking children about their genitalia. What is wrong with
their genitalia and their fucking sex? Their middle school. What the fuck? Who is this dude? Who is this guy? Put him on a list.
The race.
Is that what we're doing? We're just going to the fucking hoods now? We're going to the hood now and we're fucking talking to the
Racism and the sexualization of young black boys is disgusting. It means I'm not shit and I either have no hope or it will take a miracle to turn myself into the kind of guy that can fucking sleep around with young collegiate women, let alone eventually get a GF who is anything other than ugly, which is what some people have said is all I can get. Life's a bitch. Fuck life in the A. So despite the fact that he's ugly and boring and too nice and too smart, he expects every woman to worship the ground he walks on, but at the same time, he himself won't date an ugly woman, or I guess someone who doesn't meet his exact standards. Talk about the hypocrisy, man. But also, I should have brought drinks to this fucking video. You know, you don't show up to a pity party empty-handed. If you are LGBT, you are most likely a female. And I guarantee you there is a man out there who would love to have you in his life. He would cherish you and treat you like his queen if you only gave him a chance.
Is that
really?
Jordan Peterson?
That sounds so nice. Guess I'll never know. He'll have passion for you even when you don't have any for yourself. And he will create with you a long and lasting legacy of your own flesh and blood that will carry the heritage of your father into the future. I hope he knows that there are plenty of gay couples with biological children, but I guess that doesn't count unless you're straight. You can still have whatever fantasy or secret affair that you negotiate between your husband, but that doesn't mean it's beyond you to have that.
What?
What the I wish I was surprised at how much of an imbecile this dude is, but what do you expect from someone who's in the Jordan Peterson subreddit?
Yeah,
they all have the
it is
IQ of a
Jordan.
toothpick over there. Based on context clues, though, I assume he's talking about lesbians, and I love how he thinks we can just work around our gayness as if it's some minor inconvenience, as if we're deciding who's taking out the trash tonight. But I guess I should deny a huge part of myself to please the fictional man who wants to make me his queen. As much fun as we're all having, we only have one last post from r/niceguys for the day. And it's a movie review for We Need to Do Something. Now, I've never seen this movie, so I only have this guy's word to go off of. Feminism. No, seriously, once again, and as always, feminism. I am so incredibly sick of seeing the father figure, the man of the house, portrayed as the weak one, the one who loses his shit under pressure, while the mother keeps everything together. Hello? Reality check, please. That is the opposite of what would happen in most cases. Says the man throwing a hissy fit over a movie.
Yeah.
Don't care what anyone says. This is deliberate and full of bitterness by angry women writers or beta males who bow to them, like most movies nowadays. Too bad because it could have been alright. But once again, angry women had to ruin another movie. I've lost count at this point. It's been non-stop for at least a handful of years now. Men are strong and bold and handle problems that women can't, and that's just a fact. I thought men were shown as weak though, so care to explain that
like,
one?
fucking
We're
pick
different
one.
in a beautiful way, and there's nothing wrong with that. Sure, men and women are different. For example, men are strong, noble, and stable, while women are weak, whiny.
Okay, the brain rot's killing me. We gotta find something else. What? Nice girls are a menace to society? What?
Alright.
Okay, I have to see this. And then we're gonna find something else, because the brain rot's killing me.
Well, hello, sinners. How are ya? A couple months ago,
Hi, how are
I
ya?
posted a video called Nice Guys Are a Menace to Society, where I ragged on self-proclaimed nice guys who were posted on the subreddit r/niceguys. In case you need a refresher, a nice guy is not to be confused with a nice guy, that is, a male that is nice. When used as a noun instead of an adjective, nice guy refers to people who believe basic social expectations are currency for sex. Point is, they suck. But unfortunately for the rest of us, nice guys are not alone in their disingenuous nature, because with nice guys also comes nice girls. Going into this video, I didn't come across as many sources talking about nice girls as I did about nice guys. However, I still found a couple articles that explains the nice girl complex pretty well. Generally, the nice girl is really the girl next door gone wrong. In other words, the traditional definition of a nice girl is a good thing. She's sweet, she has proper morals and values, and more importantly, she isn't a gold digger. She might not be a looker or make your heart or loins race, but she really loves you.
Ew.
But even that is a limiting trope. Nice girls are still full people, and like anyone who feels they missed out on the romance everyone else is enjoying, she might get shitty and angry and feel that her goodness has not been rewarded with a good mate. Nice girls need love too. We can't all be femmes fatales, right? But because women generally lack the power to coerce men into relationships at will, the privilege to expect to the same degree, and are generally inclined to internalize self-loathing for their shortcomings, it's just less likely to manifest in violent demands, gross oblivious sexual entitlement,
Okay,
or the kind
let's skip this. Let's see if she actually reads some, like, fucking Reddit comments.
scheduled programming.
Like, I'm pretty sure the definition can be found easily.
Welcome back. I'm glad that you're still here. The first post that we have today comes from this lovely gal on Twitter, and she says, after 2 months of talking, I told this guy yesterday that I wasn't ready for a relationship, and he responded, "It's been great, hope you have a good one." And then he blocked me. No effort, no pressure applied. I'm devastated. So you wanted him to pursue you, even though you flat out told him that you're not interested. Cool, that makes absolutely no sense. I just don't understand why you would want to waste his time and your time if you don't want to be in a relationship with him. If you really like him, then it would be better to tell him that. You shouldn't be playing all these mind games and then get mad when he refuses to participate. And he wasn't even a jerk about it either. He accepted your decision and did what was best for him to move on. Maybe he was the one who dodged a bullet. I'm just saying. I have
Seems like he dodged a bullet.
I get irritated fast AF and can catch an attitude in 3 seconds. But I'm a sweetheart for real. I'm a bitch. In fact, I'm really awful. I will harass every girl that follows you on Instagram, and I will slash your tires if you don't text me back right away. But
Alright, I think we got it.
deep down, I'm a super nice person. Over the years, I've seen people...
Alright, we gotta find something else. I gotta find something else. The fucking brain rot's hurting. Oh, fuck. Men's rights has been banned again?
Because in 1 month, my TikTok page has been banned.
Not you. Oh, God, not her.
How long were you doing that?
The online sex work,
Yeah.
on and off for 13 years.
When did you start?
When I was 18.
Oh, me. Okay.
Before fans and all of that stuff started.
Did you do that too?
I did. I didn't.
Why?
As no surprise to anyone, the kids' content is insane.
Jesus Christ. Oh my God, YouTube is killing me. Give me something. Nightmare of 8 Passengers. Oh, fuck. Don't even get me started on 8 Passengers. That woman's fucking horrible. You ever see that? Like, what happened in the news with her? She got fucking, like, full-on, like, arrested, sentenced, and fucking, like, spending, like, years in prison now. Like, she was literally fucking torturing her kids. It's fucking horrible.
Encouraging DMs. People thanked me.
I don't know what breakcore is. Put that on a tab. Put that on my tab.
Globally in 2020.
Andy Pan. Oh no. Oh, there's somebody that's interesting. Nah, I'm not gonna do it. I don't want to get copyrighted. No. Yeah, Andy Pants is one of those guys. Hold on. Are gonna end up the same. Yeah, no, that's why I don't vlog. I thought about it, but no. The storytime videos, even that too, it's like I'm trying to, like, you know, make it, but it's like, just fucking hell, I can't stop thinking about family channels or like those vlog channels. And then the cringe of the storytime channels. Like the fucking like fake ones though, or like the hang on here. Let's do a we're going to do a reaction to like my own video for a second. When I say story time video, ooh, 550 subs. Let's go. When I say reaction to like those story time videos, reaction. When I say story time videos, I mean these guys. A bit of a self-insert. A bit of like a self-insert. I think we've all seen this video.
For the last 2 years, I've been getting recommended these Stickman channels, and at first it wasn't a problem, but now it's starting to get to me. Like back in the day, you had channels like Swoozy, Brewstew, Odd Ones Out, stuff like that. I don't know what happened, but somehow the style of Stickman animation stories have gotten amalgamated with the stoner commentary community, and it's fucking unbearable.
My first time getting high, as it goes for most people, was getting crazy and weird. Now I was my
It's the same fucking video. For the last 5 hours, I have watched the same video over and over again. It is annoying. It is repetitive.
Long story short, don't smoke from your Xbox.
What?
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Look, I get it. It's your first time being high, and it means a lot to you. But the problem I have is that every dude in their 20s is telling the same interesting story
Over and over again.
So I used to be heavily against getting high and would think it was the worst thing a human can do to themselves.
Well, we've all seen this video. You know what I'm talking about, though, right? Like those guys. Like that's why, like, I've been trying to think about how would I like fucking tell my own stories, and it's like you think of this. And no.
I feel like everyone's first time eating edibles involves disappointment, quickly followed by a wave of high, hitting like the GTA 5 train. It's just unstoppable.
Yo, you good, bro?
Yeah.
I'm seeing videos of people talking about how they got absolutely faded while eating food, and I have to ask, what's the difference between eating food while sober and eating food while high?
Food tastes so much better when you're high. I could taste each and every single ingredient out of that pizza to this.
Oh god. Okay, we get it. I love how they all responded too. That's another thing too why I love these guys. I can't hate on as much as I hated on them, they all responded. So it's like, fuck, I can't hate them that much anymore now. Because they're good sports. I love them, hate their content. Okay. Oh my god. Oh, hold on. I just thought of something. Sorry, I just thought of something that just popped up. This just randomly popped up in my brain. Remember the Verge PC build? Remember that? Like where that guy like fucking he was building like a PC for the Verge that goes a PC building tutorial. This just popped up. I can't speak. This just popped up in my head. I just remembered this.
A few tech channels brought this to the...
Where's the... Excuse me. Where's the original? I know they deleted it, but like there was a re-upload.
Remember? So a few years
Here
ago...
it is.
So a few years ago, TC, or managing editor, built a gaming desktop. But it's
Sorry, I know this is completely random, but it just popped up in my head because I've been actually like so I was being told to like get a gaming PC, right? So like I've been looking at specs because like the thing is, I'm like saying like go big or go home for a gaming PC. And I was talking to a couple of my friends about it, like some of my friends at work. Speak of the devil, he's liking my the memes I sent him on Instagram. But they were telling me, right, like hey, don't spend all like fucking $2,000 on a PC. Like build something budget. Like, and I'm saying I wanted like 64 gigs of RAM, and they're like, no, go for like 16 or 8 gigs. I'm like, that's fucking stupid. 8 gigabytes of RAM in today's world is stupid as hell. I don't care what anybody says. I even was like saying I'll go 16 gigs. Like I looked up a few PC builds to like make a spec'd out PC that's similar to a PS5, right? Like I want like PS5 specs on a PC. Not PS5. PS5 Pro specs, right? Because I have a PS5 already. You know, instead of buying a PS5 Pro, I'll get the PC parts, and, you know, I can just keep upgrading them over time. But even then, too, like, but yeah, like, I've been doing that, and even then, like, I'd rather just get, like, all the better parts. But, you know, it's a great way to start. I can always upgrade RAM, but this is something that I just thought. This just popped up in my head because I just thought about, like, you know, it was just random.
Kind of out of date, and it's definitely not going to hold up for Battlefield 5. So let's build a new one. You can build a gaming desktop for around $1,000, but I want to go all out, so I spent around $2,000. PC like this is going to be able to play most games at ultra settings. So what do you need to build a desktop? Well, of course, first you need a table. Preferably not metal. If it's going to be metal, have an anti-static working surface layered on top of it, a thermal paste applicator, an Allen wrench, some tweezers to tighten up the wires, a Swiss Army knife which hopefully has a Phillips head screwdriver in it, and last but not least, an anti-static bracelet, which is to protect you and the parts. These are the parts you're going to need, but more importantly, before we get there...
we already know. He said the wrong word, tweezers, and also that's not an anti-static bracelet. I already know that. I'm not going to fucking rip
need to
him on
understand
that.
what these parts are doing and how they interact with one another. To better understand the parts that make up a desktop,
This part, I want to rip him apart, like, because I want to see the other reactions, because, like, those are actual PC builders who would know a lot more, because this is why, like, I use Mac, because there's so much shit that you have to fucking deal with, and just, I don't want to.
And what these parts are doing and how they interact with one another. To better understand the parts that make up a desktop, let's try to
Also
understand
because
them
Final Cut.
individually. The processor is like the computer's brain, a base
True.
of calculations that control everything the computer does.
True.
The motherboard is like the foundation, serving as a main structure for all other parts to be added to. It also
Actually, now that I think about it, the motherboard's more of the brain, and the CPU is the brain stem. Now that I think about it, you know?
allows the other parts to communicate with one another.
Or maybe maybe the motherboard is the brain stem. The CPU could be the brain. I don't know.
Which also makes it kind of like a nervous system. Graphics
Yeah.
cards
Okay,
are
never mind, I'll
responsible
shut
for
up.
rendering and processing visuals into what you see on screen. Our PC's power supply is of course channeling electricity, in that it adjusts and provides the right amount of energy to keep it running. Last but not least, RAM, or random access memory, and your hard drive are good examples of short-term and long-term memory, respectively. If you want to better understand what kind of computer to build, then first figure out what you want to use it for. A gamer might care more about a graphics card than, say, a video editor, who might want extra RAM to assist with editing large files.
That's true? Like, okay. if I could, like, stop him for hang on. That's no, like, okay, let me show you. Let me show you. Okay, not a good example because it's nothing too crazy. Like, this is a school assignment that I have, but you already know. Oh fuck, hold on. Also, my bit rate's fucked in the ass. Holy shit. Sorry about that. So let's look at this. This is like, you know, just a standard video that I'm editing, right? You don't see a lot going on, but like if there was like a lot of clips going on top of each other, that's RAM. That's all random access memory. So he's right about that. But also the GPU, as a video editor, I'd want a powerful GPU because that GPU is also rendering all the effects, the graphics I put in, the fucking Blender render models that I put in. Like, you would want more RAM, yes, but you wouldn't want to like skimp out on your graphics card either. I gotta record this soon. I keep procrastinating it. But yeah, just to give like an example of like, you know, of like editing, because like stuff right now, like this is just like it's school, like I said, it's a small school project. But like if I was doing like a regular video, I'd be adding like a lot more fucking effects, a lot more jump cuts and everything like that, and da 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 da. All that's GPU. Like these generated videos. I don't know about these ones, but I definitely know these 3D renders like that. That's all GPU based. Like I'm just saying. I'm nitpicking. I know I'm nitpicking.
If you're building a budget build for video streaming, say under $1,000, you want to focus on parts like a Core i5 or Core i3 processor.
Do they even make i3s anymore? Like, it feels like i3... 14th generation? Okay, so... They still make i3s, but no. You wouldn't want an i3 or an i5. Like, honestly, for everything that we do, all the nerd shit that you do, you would want an i7 and an i9. I don't care. That's wildly, like, slow.
That require less energy. They'll be less powerful, but then you'll be able to scale back the cost of several other parts.
That's too much scale, though, like, especially for, like, video streaming.
And if you need help choosing the right parts for your build, there's sites like PCPartPicker.com that help show presets for which parts fit together, which sort of part conflicts you might have, and where to find deals on new parts.
Yep.
We have a lot of boxes and a lot of PC parts, so it's best if you unbox them, isolate the parts that you really need, place items into the case, and make sure that they all fit, and then start working. And now we're really going to start building by adding the motherboard in. Some notes about installing motherboards: they're really delicate, you should be really careful with them, and screw in with confidence, but also don't screw in too hard, otherwise you could crack the board. I chose Asus's Z370 motherboard for two main reasons. One, it has built-in Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, and also it has support for NVMe SSDs, meaning you can get really fast SSDs that are really easy to install. Pay close attention to the brace that goes at the back of the computer. You always have to make sure that you really hammer it in, because there's no screw, it really just has to go outside of the case and clasp.
Okay, he's fucking it up. Bro is not cooking properly. Bro is burning the fucking meal. Oh god. Already.
To the frame. And this is very important because otherwise you can't align the motherboard correctly with the holes. We're just going to start installing all 8 screws. So next we're going to install the RAM on the motherboard. I chose Corsair's 16GB Vengeance LED RAM for two main reasons. One, it has LEDs and we do like lights in our gaming desktops. Secondly,
dumb reason.
It's pretty fast RAM. It's 2666 megahertz, I believe. So it's pretty fast, and this motherboard supports that speed, which is most important. Open the slots first, and just aligning the stick with the middle of the strip, not with the end, and just lining that up with the logo. So once you hear that solid clasp and you don't see the gold connectors on the side anymore, that's when you know the RAM is in. Step 3, we're going to install the hard drive.
And he put the RAM 6 next to each other. I know that. I've already seen that before. It's just... it still hurts. Oh, God. It still hurts to look at. It's so embarrassing.
Or in this case, the NVMe SSD. I chose this format of solid-state drive so that I could input it into the motherboard without having to worry about extra wires or putting it in a separate part of the case and just getting really messy. This is from Kingston, and it's 480 gigabytes, so it's not a lot, but you can always upgrade this and swap it out, and it's only held down by one screw and the latch, so it's really simple and really straightforward. Speed for gaming is important when it comes to a hard drive. You want files to write quickly and you want games to load quickly, so that's why it's best if you use an SSD. Okay, so step 4, we're going to install the graphics card. I chose PNY's GTX 1080, which is overclocked, and so it's a pretty easy installation. You're just going to find the gold connectors, and you're going to line this bracket with the back end bracket of your PC case. Now, which lane you choose depends entirely on what other parts you're going to put in the system. I'm just going to pick the top one because the SSD is at the bottom and I don't want to cover it. I just think it looks nice. Click down. Take your remaining brackets and just put them in the spots.
Something sounds wrong about everything he just said. I don't know what's wrong, but it just sounds wrong. Like, you pick the top one because it looks nice. It feels like you should pick the top one for, like... There was a reason. Oh, God. Like, that's what I mean by, like, the fucking nerds reacting to it is way better. Because these people actually do this shit for a living.
I kept getting notifications over and over and over to review this thing before it gets taken down.
On September the 13th of this year, The Verge published a video on YouTube.
This is a notoriously bad video, apparently. I haven't watched it yet.
Apparently it was like a total fucking shit show.
How we built $2,000 gaming PC.
But I've been told it is extremely bad, and it's full of things that you just shouldn't do when building a gaming PC.
At first, I admit, I thought it was satire.
So a few years ago, TC, or managing editor...
Hi, Stefan. You probably shouldn't have included your Twitter handle here, because I imagine you're just going to get absolutely flamed from the internet.
You can build a gaming desktop for around $1,000.
Which is true.
Well, yeah, you can build a gaming desktop for around $1,000, or $350, or $250, or $200, or $175, or $150, or sometimes even $100. But yeah, sure, $1,000.
I want to go all out, so I spent around $2,000.
$2,000 is a decent chunk of change for a gaming PC.
Games. So, what do you need to build a desktop? Well, of course, first you need a table. Preferably not metal.
Hold on, time out. Time out.
So, what do you need to build a desktop? Well, of course, first you need a table.
Oh, fuck.
First, you need a table. Preferably not...
You need a table to build a PC. I thought you could build it in mid-air.
You cannot build this on the floor. So step 1, you need a table. Step 2, you better have 2 hands. And they better have 10 digits.
Jesus.
Like, that's just common sense. You're gonna need a working surface area to build.
Wait, what time is it? Oh, shit, it's 5 to 11. Yeah, I'm getting tired. I thought I could probably do it till 12, but no, I'm fucking exhausted. I'm fucking zonked, and I'm not giving that much of a reaction, so I think I'm probably gonna... I'm probably gonna call it quits here. Because, like, I don't want to extend it like last night. Like, last night, I was kind of, like, streaming a lot more because I could. But, you know, family's still here. I'm getting tired. I think it might be time to call it quits. But this was fun. I love reaction streams. I love them now. These are my new favorite things. I wonder how YouTube's gonna react to it. Just throw it in the background or whatever. It's probably gonna... Well, they're gonna definitely get shit views. Maybe that's what I'll do for the second channel. Like, you know how the main channel is, like, me streaming a video game, and then it's, like, cutting it up and all that, full of edits? That's probably what the second channel should be. Reaction videos, but, like, it's all cut up from streams. I don't know. Something like that. Anyway. Oh, thank fuck bedtime. Oh, you really wanted to get rid of me? You're falling asleep? Aww. Buddy poo. Yeah, I'm probably going to be back up. I don't have work tomorrow, right? Like, for the morning. At my other job, they didn't schedule me. So, I might just start the stream again, like, sometime in the morning. You know, so that'll be fun. Anyways, I am out. I don't have outro music. I closed Spotify because my iPad needed to be charged. Anyway, good night. See you tomorrow. Looking forward to the Insta posts. Yeah, I'll post. I'm not posting the fucking fedora thing, but I'm definitely gonna post Grizzly, and I'm definitely gonna post that fucking dance right now, actually. So I'll see ya. Deuces.